with surprise mods. No jiggly physics. No, no. And Baldur's gay? So we're already off to a great start. It's me! I'm the gay! Who put this in here? Jesus Christ. Baldur's gay. We're starting off really strong today, friends. Okay. The way you didn't notice. Because it's just part of you. It's part of all of us. Now, do I have to go to options for this? Would it be under video or accessibility? Is there a streamer mode for music? Or am I going to be okay? I don't know anything. Nothing's listed here. How do I prevent the nips from slip? Gameplay, maybe? Avatar, automatic. Bear Witch, help me. I'm going to be okay with music. Okay. Bear Witch, if I want to make sure no nip slips. Oh, I didn't do the Twitch integration. I'm sorry, y'all. I did not do the Twitch integration. Was it you? Your first time actually seeing gameplay? I hope I don't let you down. I have played it numerous times. I'm not a professional. I've never played it by myself. I've always played it with people. I've played it with Bear Witch 3 times. I've been playing with Kip, but I've never played it by myself. And I'm more used to being on the PS5 with a controller and the wheels than with this. So I feel like I'm going to struggle a little bit. Accessibility? Okay. Colorblind mode. Explicit content. We're not showing genitals. We're not showing cinematic nudity. We're not sharing private moments. Okay. Everything else should be fine, right? Yes. Okay. Cool. Does that automatically save? I didn't have to do anything there. I just want to check again. All right, yeah, that's saved. Okay, cool. I can use a controller if I want. Might do that. I have it with me. I just have to plug it in. All right, so new game. I'm gonna do Explorer. I'm not having y'all vote on that at all because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And since this is your first time, I'm not gonna skip the cutscenes so you can get the full expanse of the story, okay? If I need to move my camera, we'll figure that out. Cool, thanks, pals. Ah, the anus. Da-na-na. Love the feet. I don't show my feet for free, but this man does. I haven't seen the cinematic in a while. There's Lazelle. I was tabbed out. I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of anuses, and y'all are just going to have to put up with the fact I'm going to call it out. It's not free feet from me, but it is free feet. Brain shrimp. Tommy, did you get the job? Tommy! Can you confirm? Can you confirm or deny these accusations presented before you? I need to know. My hand is hovering over the button. Don't worry, it'll hurt just a second. Oh, yeah. I'll just make that room inside that head. Yes! Let's go! Let's go, Tommy! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! I'm so proud of you, babe. See? I knew you were going to have another door open. You're making more money. You're going to be so happy. Incredible. Incredible. So, if you didn't just see then, we got a little friend that's going to be in our brain together. And now we get to create our character. So I believe stuff was installed. I need your help. I need your help. I want to make a femme character. I always pick a bard. I don't want to pick a bard this time. So, what do we want to do? I guess maybe I can pick my race and stuff first. Also, Kip told me to really be aware and check everything because of the mods that were installed. I'm usually playing a tiefling. I think I might go an elf this time. The half elf is kind of cute too. I think I'm gonna go elf. Is that boring? I'm so sorry if that's boring for y'all. I think I'm gonna do elf. And then for my sub race, I want to be a wood elf. The cantrip for a regular elf is Firebolt, which I do be liking. And then Fleet of Foot, movement speed is increased. I'm gonna do high elf. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, for my class, none of this has changed. I'm thinking I still really like range damage. That's my favorite. What would you suggest if I like range damage? I got rogue, I got warlock, I got wizard, we got barbarian. What are we doing? What do we think? Ranger. You're thinking ranger? What is ranger? Rangers are unrivaled scouts and trackers, honing a deep connection with nature in order to hunt their favored prey. Cantrip is True Strike. Gain advantage on your next attack roll. Beast Tamer. Find familiar. Summon a familiar, a face spirit that takes an animal form of your choosing. Do they help me battle with combat? It's a weak firebolt. That makes sense. Yeah. What does the elf get high on? Life? You're saying druid? I don't know if I feel... I'm not like a druid or a cleric gal. I've tried cleric in actual D&D campaigns. Ranger, yeah. So what is my weapon of choice for ranger? What are the ranged weapons? Crossbow? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's do ranger. Let's do ranger. Favored enemy. What should I do for this one? Mage Breaker? You have a history of battling spellcasters. Oh, okay, hold on. Bounty Hunter, you gain proficiency investigations. Keeper of the Veil. Hunting creatures from other placements and Arcana. Which one do you think I should do? Bounty Hunter? Ranger Knight. Heavy Armor. Bounty Hunter, fine from... Okay, I'll do Bounty Hunter. Basically Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Care. You're gonna hate me right now. I don't know much about Lord of the Rings. I think I finished the first movie, but I can't remember anything other than Second Breakfast. Yeah, everybody's saying Ranger. Is it? It's fun. Kryonos, range with weapons, Ranger, range with magic, consistency, Warlock, flexibility, a sorcerer. Okay. Yeah, we'll try this out. Natural Explorer. So this is saying Beast Tamer for me. I mean, okay. I would like to do that one. Sleight of hand. No, I want a friend with us. And then my background. I'm sorry. Was a goat for 10 years? What? You have spent the last decade or so living as a goat on an otherwise abandoned island. Just as you have gotten used to no longer being your original race, a strange turn of events caused you to rematerialize in your original form. Your time as a goat has left you with strong animal handling skills, as well as making you more athletic, and you keep your footing in muddy or difficult terrain. You also see better in the dark. Yeah, I'm gonna be a goat. That's my background. I was a goat for 10 years. We're not voting on this, okay? We're not voting on it. How's this looking? My skill proficiency is athletics, stealth, investigation, nature, animal handling, perception, and survival. That's fine. Proficiency bonus is 4. Okay. How's this looking? Hi, Eddie. Hi, Rach. I don't understand how I was a goat for 10 years and I look like that after. Hi, Kaleidoscope Cat. Goat life is hard, apparently. Tiefling was a goat for 10 years. Was a goat. I don't know what you mean. I've had a really bad life. Sorry, sometimes it comes out of me. Jem, no worries. I'll have the VOD up for you, sweetheart. Occasionally you bleat and you can't control when. Hi, honey. You want to be a goat? Constitution instead of wisdom is secondary. All right, constitution instead of wisdom is secondary. I can't put it up to 15, though. Should I keep my wisdom at 14? Okay, never mind. We did it. We did it. We did it. So I have dexterity as number 1, constitution as secondary. Then I have wisdom, then charisma. Sorry, wisdom, strength, charisma, then intelligence. Listen, my intelligence is going to be low because I was a goat. The goat brain is not that strong. Oh, I'm excited for you, Tommy. That's incredible. Very happy for you, my friend. Thanks for telling us the good news. Hi, Sam. I can uncheck the +1 bonus and add it to the con. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, I see it now. Would you put it there, the +1 under Constitution? Is that where I should have it? Is that okay? Is that good? Okay. Yeah? All right. Okay. Edit appearance. Oh, I hope. Ooh! Oh my god. Oh my god. I am gonna try and set myself like a 30-minute limit. Because this... Oh, y'all gave me so much good stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am gonna be so cute. I think that's my favorite one right now. Now, I don't know about these ones. Oh, pretty! Ooh, ooh, no. Ooh, ooh, this one. This one? What do we think? What do we think? I think that's my favorite. That one or this one? Ooh. Ooh, I like her. I like her a lot. These are gorgeous. Ooh, the Frecky is on that one. I'm really hopeful because hopefully this will mean that we're going to get some hairs. Please let me have some cute hairs. Like, the other ones are fine, but... Okay, yeah, this is my favorite face. She's so cute. She's so cute. Oh, Rose Rip, I'm sorry! Okay. Do I want maybe some Freckies? I think I want without the Freckies. Let's do the eyes because this is... Oh, God, I'm hoping... Oh, no! Is the face style that I picked out no eyes? Oh, that's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to pick out the other one then. Because, like, this is really pretty. She's really cute, but if the eyes don't work, maybe we needed to do something else for that. Oh, no. Well, listen, if I can't do the eyes, we'll pick from the other ones that we've got. Can I adjust the eyes later? How? How do I do? Are you sure? Are you positive? Because, like, this is a little jarring for me. It's a little jarring for me. All right, I'll trust you. I'll trust you. Thanks for the follows. I don't want any tattoos, but I wanted to see if anything was listed here. Can I pick the ears? Can I do anything with the ears here? Is that... Oh, wait, hold on. Body type. Oh, yes. Yes, we want this one. What's my voice?
Let's hope.
Hells.
Be wary.
It's opened.
More of those.
There's magic keeping this.
Where to next?
What was that?
Oh, yes, I like that one. The ears come with the face. Okay, good to make note of. Just like how my ears come with the face as well. Yeah, but nothing changed. Maybe the edit character button? Isn't that what I'm already doing? I don't know what to do, y'all. All right, here, listen. Let me go and choose a different face. She's cute. We know the eyes work for her. So let me see if I can change some things around now. I don't know if I want blue. Ooh, the green is pretty. Maybe I'll just go with like a brown because I think I want like a bright hairstyle. Okay. Okay. And then we'll go down to body art again because I'm pretty sure I saw, yeah, the piercings. All right. I don't want a lot. That's... Did you not just hear me? I said I don't want a lot. Get some like small... Oh, that's nice. That might be nice. Oh, you're so fine. Listen, y'all are trying to help me. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Any help is good help. I like some hoops. Some hoop action. The eyes are good. Makeup. So we've got some makeup going on here. Yes. Love that. The lip tint is good. I think with her skin, though, I think I might want to do freckies. That's pretty. I like that. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, we already did makeup. Oh my god, you're so fine, Cryonos. Smoky eyes, Soleil. Do we want... So that's the eye makeup color is this one. I think I might want to lighten it to like a brown. Oh, what's like the... Okay, never mind. Never. You know what? We were going for something here, and we should have just stayed. She looks cute. Okay, onto the hair. Please, God, let us have different hair choices. Please, God, let us... Yes! Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, my God. Are these long hair? Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, my God. Oh, I love this hair. Oh, my God. Okay, we have to go through every single one. So are these all long hairs? Oh. Gorgina. So I'm about to override everyone. We're in agreement that we're doing the pigtails, right? Are we in agreement? Are we in agreement? Do I even look at the other ones? I bet they're really cute, but like I need the pigtails in my life. There's a lot of hairs here. Okay, pigtails it is. Colors? I don't know. Do we want to be like pastel? Oh, you can change the eyebrow color. I don't know how I feel about that, though. Oh. Oh, my God. That's gorgeous. Oh, my God. Do we want purple? Do we want pink? We want, like, a brighter pink? More fuchsia. Like a rose gold pink? I think that's really pretty. I think that's really pretty. Like, it's just like a hint of pink. Because otherwise, I think it would stand out, like, too much, you know? It's so pretty! And, are these horn styles, too? It would make no sense as an elf for me to have these, but... Oh, my God. These are so cute! I love that, even though it really doesn't go. But that's very pretty. All right, I'm gonna go without it. I'm gonna go without it. For the goat lore, you think I should because I was a goat? You might be onto something here. Okay, if I was a goat for the goat lore, should I have horns? Chat? Yes or no? Some of these are too much, though. Like, I could have little ones that tuck into my braids. What do you think? Little ones like that? What do you think? Yeah? Horns? Yes? Okay, do you like these ones? Maybe make them white? Okay. We have like a beige color. Oh, kind of like brown. Oh, this one. This one. I like that one. That's nice. Yeah, and they like curve up and under. Blood red. What, was I killing people during my time as a goat? Em, how are you doing? Half size high. Will is a human with horns. That's true, but it's because, well, I don't want to ruin anything. His lore has to do with it, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, do we have to check anything else? Do we have to check anything else? You could have been friends with Black Phillip. You're gonna drive me to drink. This isn't Dirge! Okay, we did everything else, right? Background was a goat for 10 years. And now I look like this. I am so cute. Y'all, I'm so excited. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm just gonna be Violet. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for us to begin our Baldur's Gay adventure. We first need to make it off the Nautiloid. Then we will do as follows. We'll pick up Astarion. We'll pick up Gale. We'll probably hit the Grove first, then double back and try and get Withers. That's what I would like to accomplish today for the rest of stream. Will we get there in the next 3 hours? I don't know, but God, we can try. Oh my God, I forgot about my chosen one. My guardian. I'm not gonna do anything too special here. I'm gonna make her an elf. She looks cute. I'm gonna venture forth. You named your Stardew Go Violet? Is it based off of me? If Astarion wasn't in the plans, I just want to see him, you know? Also, if y'all change the appearance, wow. If y'all change the appearance for any of my loved ones in this game, there will be hell to pay. I'm nervous. Kip specifically said there is a training chest by Shadowheart I need to pay attention to. Y'all are gonna need to help me, okay? Those of you that have been through this multiple times, if there's any place I'm not checking or something I'm not seeing, point it out to me, okay? I'm nervous I'm gonna miss something. Female Astarion mod, you think so? I think there's gonna... How could they put Shrek in this game? I don't think that's possible. Oh, the room in the... It's in the room with the rune to rescue Shadowheart. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's the room towards... It's the dead-end room. It's the button room with the person that turns into the Mind Flayer. Can y'all pay attention to that? So make sure you lead me there. I'll find it. Okay. 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 Thank you, baby. Love you, baby. Kippa's like, no, you're saying it wrong. The Wilhelm scream? You know the building like the back of your hand. Perfect. You know what they're talking about? Okay, great. Thank you. Help me. You're a noob as well? Okay, good. Yeah, like I said, I've played this for probably close to 100 hours now, but I have no idea what I'm doing. The cinematic is great. I haven't watched this in such a long time. Inspirations for doing goat stuff, climb up to weird spots, bite people. You just want me to be violent, don't you? That's okay, Beer Witch. Whatever you're lacking, Jen can help you with. You're not ready for the faves to look different? We'll see. So they did assure me that some of the mods could not be put in because they were not compatible with the BG3 mod manager. They didn't tell me which ones. So I don't know what to expect, which is both exciting and nerve-wracking. I do know they installed dice for me, so I have to select that, but I don't know what the dice look like. Yeah, half size, do it. And please, God, do me a favor. Don't be like us and just think you can wing it, because the installation of the mods for BG3 is the most complicated mod system I've had to deal with so far, and I mod a lot of my games. Please look up a tutorial. Save yourself time. We were way too proud last night by not looking up a tutorial. 3 hours went by. That squid man is flying an octopus. His name is John. Yeah. I really lucked out with the BG3 manager toolkit. As long as your files are .pak files, which most of them are, you shouldn't have a problem. There are instructions on the mods. No, there are, but I didn't have an instructional video for how to make sure that they were getting launched through the BG3 manager. Or rather, Kip didn't. So Kip had to look that up. Because basically, you need to install the mods, then install them in BG3, and then export the file before you play it, and not just have them in there versus like The Sims or Stardew Valley, where if they're just in the mod manager, they're technically installed. You need to have like a file be created with the mods in them. We're here! Oh, in that case, we didn't pay attention. Journal updated, escape the nautiloid. I am in the snail. Find a way off of the nautiloid. We've been abducted by mind flayers and infected with some kind of parasite. We also need to find a way off this ship. Say less, bestie. Look at our hair right now. Like, we look incredible while we're still here. Okay. So in this room, pretty sure I want to investigate this little...
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite.
How's the sound?
Breathing behind your eye.
I'm gonna increase it. Reach towards the... But let me investigate it before I put my hand in there, baby. I thought I was gonna have to select the dice. It's so pretty! It's pastel! It's so pretty! Yay! Oh my god, it's so me. Who put this in here? Who contributed that? I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. We need 10. Let's go, baby. I feel good. 12. We got it. Woohoo! Got up to 15. It's so pretty. This was great. This was really great.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's reach towards the pool. Let's see what else is in there. I want them IRL too. Oh. So, that was not the right call. Fuck you, game. Can I even move right now?
Moving in.
All right. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. I lost some. Doesn't this heal me? Yeah.
Let's see.
Listen, it's fine. It is but a scratch. I feel better. Now let's move towards the sphincter. When in doubt, let's poke at it. Right. All right, so what room is this? Oh, this is the one where we need to get to the brain, right? Okay, but is there anything else I can be exploring on these other sides? It's so dark. What is that? Rune slate? Girl, should you be touching that? Should I be touching that right now? Should I be?
A schematic of a
Oh, okay.
flashes into your mind.
All right, that's fine.
Sinews.
Anything over here?
much
Oh, a
living
little
being on this
goblin.
ship.
That's awful. Can we loot them? I'm gonna take their gold. They don't need it.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into
Why
your
can't I
mind.
throw? What do you mean pick up? Wait a second. Can I? Oh! Where did I put Goblin. Dead. I'm gonna just drop it. Okay. All right. Well, good to know that my butthole is like Mary Poppins and I can put freaking dead things in my prison pocket. Is that a goblin in your pocket or are you just happy to see me? It might be both. That's awful. Can I take their shit? I called it. Thank you. WASD if that was compatible. I'm WASDing right now, but it's only moving my camera. Let's get to the brain of the operation. Sorry. Prison pocket. I'm speaking the truth. Hello? Oh. You're fine. Hear me out.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place.
Kind of hot though,
From
right?
this place you'll free us.
I'm so pretty.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return.
I have a Mary Poppins butthole is gonna be a tough quote to beat. Who am I talking
A
to?
newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect
Pokey poke.
devourer, a minion of the mind flayers
Gobble
who
that
abducted
goblin,
you.
and I spit him right out. Have to carry a handbag. Okay, so should I be trying to save the brain or destroy the brain? Because there's one of two ways I could do this. Chat, do you want me to save the brain or destroy the brain? You're saying save?
Remove us from this body. From
I can
this
still
place.
get rid of
Free
it
us.
after we take it out. Okay, hold on. How do I hover over this? Okay, right here. +4. +3. I'll try dexterity. Well, doesn't look like I'm gently prying the brain from the skull. My first failure. Oh, God. Oh, don't do it. Okay. A spoonful of sugar helps the goblin go down.
The brain won't budge.
No kidding, Sherlock. So now I can either leave or destroy the brain. So do you want me to leave or you want me to destroy it? What are my choices? Slap it? I'll slap you. I can't do anything else. I'm gonna have to destroy it, right? Kill it. Sorry. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hope nobody was hungry. Oh, there was nothing. Still kind of hot, though. Is there anything that I can... What the fuck is a tentacle aquarium? Anything I can loot up here? I don't really know where I am. Or we have to take this back down no matter what. Are there 2 different buttholes I can go through right now? Justice for us. Hold. Alt. Oh. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Did I just ping on the map? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so that was it. There's chests along the top? Is there? Girl, can you stop? I simply want to move this. Is it the other top? The Illithid record. I don't see any. Oh, only works within a certain amount of feet. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Am I trying to move something right now? Girl. So, I want to go out there, right? That's not a butthole? Oh, it's not a butthole. Okay, well, I'm gonna just assume that we're good to go, and I'm gonna make my way over here. Making my way downtown. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Have a lovely weekend, darling. Wow. This is dope. Oh, I started a conversation. Who am I talking to? Myself? Oh, is that Lae'zel coming on down? Don't hurt me. Don't do it.
Abomination. This is your end.
No. It's your beginning.
Your head throbs. And
Nothing
your
important.
skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
My head.
Silver and joy. Hope you feel better, sweetheart. I'm so
You are my
concerned.
thrall.
All right, so the bangs are kind of
Kith
cutting
blesses me
through,
this
but
day.
I still look so good.
Together, we might survive.
Who are you?
Who am I? Your only chance of survival.
Say less. Get us out of here. What do you suggest we do?
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control.
Hi, V!
It will just a
Bazel!
matter of a
How are you
cure for
doing,
this
honey?
infection once we
Hi,
reach the
Zeta!
material
You too! I hope you're having the best day. V, Zeta, we are playing Baldur's Gate 3 with surprise mods that the community installed via Kip. I'm already in love with my character. She's so cute. And I was a goat for 10 years. That's my background. That is my background. Okay, so for Ranger, I mean, obviously, ranged weapon, right? Oh god, this is so weird to do it without the wheel right now. Ranged attack, summon tutorial chest. Okay, I don't know what that is. Unarmed strike. This is for Ranger, find familiar. Oh, I can only do that outside of combat. Oh, we should do that when we get out of combat. So, I mean, the only thing I can really do is a ranged attack, right? So then, I mean, I'll start us off nice and strong. Do I want to move or can I still reach that? How many imps are we facing? I'm gonna stay here.
will ascend.
And longsword, I'll get you.
Fury.
You can't type? You're doing great! I might as well take this while we're here. Do I have any more movement? No. It's a scratch, girl. You're so fine. You are so fine, bestie. You summon tutorial chest outside of battle and then stop time.
You prove surprisingly adequate in
How do I stop the time?
Now, to the helm.
Ooh, gonna take all of that. Summon tutorial chest. Ooh, good. Okay. Summon tutorial chest. Oh. Item received. Tutorial chest. Press I to view.
Another step forward.
This. 4 turns remaining. Do I just open it? What's in here? Potion of tutorial chest summoning. Learn how to summon the tutorial potion chest. So, do I drink it? I drank it. Onion ring. I'm sorry! I'm summoning Shrek! Level 1 conjuration spell. Somebody once told me that this ring has special powers. Oh, we gotta do that. We gotta do that right now. How do I do this? Astarion's pack. Ooh. 2-handed lightsabers? 1-handed lightsabers? I'm taking them all. And I got a potion of healing. Why can't I take them all? What am I missing right now? So I got the tutorial chest, but it's gone now. Hold on. I have to summon it again. I did something wrong. Okay. Need to press I to view. How do I do this? Am I over encumbered? I don't know. I'm not. The treasure box disappeared. That's why I asked you to stop time. Oh, how do I stop the time? How do I stop time? To get everything from this tutorial chest. Oh.
What happens if you click take all?
Shut up! How do I summon Shrek? Is it here? Do I just click it? Oh my god! No, 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 where are you going? Where are you going? Oh my god. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. Why is he so big? He's huge! Oh my god. His portrait. Look at his portrait! Okay. Okay, good. No, that's the chest that we were talking about. Yeah, so I could summon it myself. So, well, I need to pick up the thing anyway, right? What butthole do I go out of? Is there multiple buttholes over here? Oh. Oh, so there's only one butthole. All right, thank you. All right, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. All right, let's keep going. Why is he level 4? I don't know. I don't know. He's a girthy boy. That's fine. It's all about the journey.
The ship won't be able to take another dragon attack.
He's terrifying. Is he gonna climb with us? I don't know. Shrek, can you climb? Shrek? Shrek? He's... where is he? He's not moving. He can't get there. Oh. He can dash, shove. Concussive smash. No. He can't climb ladders, so how do I dismiss him?
Won't stop me yet.
No. Something's wrong. No. Won't let me. Shove. No, it was the same. Anybody know what to do? Okay. Bye, Shrek.
Let's move.
I don't know. Until long rest. Shit. Shouldn't have done it there. He might be able to transform into a being that can climb. Just keep going. Maybe he'll force warp to you when you get to the next cutscene. All right. We'll try it. Thanks, baby.
You'll be cursed.
Love you. Bye. Try appearance editing? How I do that? Oh, is this
Wonder if the gods are watching.
is this an area that I'm supposed to be pressing buttons in?
Cave machinery. I can make no sense of it.
Sacrificed
For
cultist.
discussion.
The man isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive.
That's me when I wake up in the morning. It was one of the options on his action bar. Okay, let me go back to him. Let's see. Dash, no javelin, action surge, appearance editing. Okay. Resculpt, dream of your new form, recreate yourself as you truly wish to be, mirror, and respec. I don't know what that means. What variant do I select? The first one? Oh god. So does that mean he's not gonna be Shrek anymore though? Because now we came back to this character creator. Or is this me? Yeah, I thought so too. No! It doesn't work well for Shrek? Okay. Shit, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to leave from here. This would have already saved, right? It saved right before that area. So, let me return. Hi, Moss! I can explain. Chat, can you explain to Moss? Can you please explain? Okay. Welcome back to Baldur's Gay. All right, yeah, so this is fine. This is fine. We'll leave him there. Autosave file. Thank you, Lambrarian. How are you doing, honey? Listen, this was great. We'll nap. We'll see him again. Until then, he's gonna just stay on the Nautiloid like the good boy that he is. Okay, can I press buttons over here now? I'm gonna push this one. Oh, that was the wrong call. Okay, cool. Where are they? Oh, well. Where's the other one? He's dead. All the way over here? I'm gonna move myself on this side. I see something, I press the button. I wouldn't recommend it in D&D, but you know, sometimes you make mistakes. Acid splash. Well, am I really? I'm like, oh, it's a shiny button. Okay. He's really close for me to do that. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to do an unarmed strike. What else can I do? Hamstring shot, that's for far away. Firebolt, that would be way too close. What can I do? Improve melee weapon? Maybe what I could do is like back up from here and then do a shot from here. Yeah. Ha! Sucker! Sucker. Ooh, I got a ring. Should I equip that? Zeta, thank you for the mod, love. Thank you, thank you. Thump. Thump. Oh, is this Shadow Heart?
Seems simple enough.
This Shadow Heart? There she is. She looks normal so far. You always press the unalive button. I'll look around. I want to try and get her. She'll be good to travel with us. We need a healer. So, this is where I need to go in. So it's one of these sphincters. I'm about to get there. Yeah. So Shadow Heart's here, and I need to get the thing. Yes. Yeah. That's where we're escaping, so I need to go to this one. Yeah, so this door. Yes, I got it. Okay. Thank you, bye. Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Is she modded too? We'll have to see. So far, she looks normal. But I'm scared. Where do I pick it up, though?
How many hosts of these gay and dazed woman is
Oh, shit.
trapped inside the pod? She doesn't notice.
This
you.
one? Okay. Me to y'all. Which butthole do I have to go through, you guys? Oh, I gotta push this, don't I? And remember Alt. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna place my
As you
hand on the
place your
console.
hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
You're not good with directions, but you know the butthole just from the vibrations, right? Right? Well, that's sad. You're okay. You're doing great. You're not great. Thank you! Yeah, there were a lot of appearance mods. I really like her. I love the pigtails. Hear me out.
changed at the pull of a lever.
Hear me out.
How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Hear me out.
Rellen
Did I
preserve
push
me,
it?
but cannot be our fate.
Okay.
What's inside?
Did I push it?
The room.
No, but like, did I push it? And that was the why I pushed it?
Finished.
Oh, so I killed her. You know what?
Anything of use?
That's a little dramatic, don't you think? Okay, so this was everything that I pulled out before, right? Okay, I will pick up that, and I have everything else. I just want to double check that I have everything else. Yeah. Okay, cool. So where is the thingy supposed to be that I have? Oh, shit. Wait. What is that little guy running around? So I need a tablet, don't I? Where is the tablet gonna be? Is that the sigil?
Could mean anything.
So I pushed that. I thought there was like a little tablet that was supposed to be around here. I get it from the body? Did I already pick it up? Am I really this silly? Is it the Eldritch Rune? Component of a bigger machine. Okay, never mind. We're all set. Crisis averted. Go back through the sphincter. Thanks, pals. Oh yeah, lead the way, little friend. Disgusting. Did we already loot you? How do we miss that dead thrall in the beginning? A key and a scimitar. Okay. Shadowheart's like, please, God, let me out.
Come on! Get me out of this thing!
I found a key.
Try using it on that machine.
So I could potentially still kill her here, though, right? What am I using it on? Oh, this thing. Here we go.
The console appears dormant.
You're dormant.
The console.
I thought it was while I was looking down a while.
What is its purpose? Free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
Let's take a closer look. Oh my God. Come on, nat 20. Oh. Well. Hi, local. I'm having a great day. How are you?
Nothing in the appearance of the device betrays its purpose. It could do anything.
I literally don't remember this.
It could even transform the occupant of the pod.
I'm just gonna
Like what
touch it.
happened
I'm
before.
gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch the butt. Place my hand. Hi, Odyssey. Welcome on in. How are you doing, honey?
You feel a hideous
Happy Friday.
worm
Nice to
in
meet
your
ya.
head. A parasite.
Oh, yeah.
Discomfort fades.
Yeah.
And another
Connection.
sensation washes over you.
Authority.
Connection.
How was your nap?
Authority.
Shrek is here. Shrek we have to leave behind until later. Maybe until our first rest because he can't climb. I'm willing the pod to open. Okay, if you fail this one, girl. Pathetic! Pathetic!
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console.
If a player has a high enough Arcana skill and passes a check, you don't need the rune key.
A shiver runs across your mind.
That's good to know. Disappointing for me. Embarrassing for all of us. Yeah. No, because that's so incredible. Are you sure? And then she just falls out. Shart, please.
At last. Thought I was done for.
Nah, you're good. Brush it off. Should I be helping you? Oh, I'm starting a conversation. Oh, that's weird,
It's
Odyssey.
going to be my coffin.
It must be one of our block terms or something. I don't know what's getting flagged.
Her gratitude
Feel free to
is
message a
mixed with
mod.
weariness, because you have
But
a
welcome on
gift
in.
with you.
Hope you're having a great day.
You keep dangerous company.
You know, it's what you need in a fight. You got a problem with
Not
that?
You both have a problem with everyone else. But there's more important matters right now.
Shark, get a grip.
Survival. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
A face mod? Was it gonna make her cuter or disturb me greatly?
Shadowheart. One moment.
Take your time. Going back in there. What secrets are you hiding, young one?
Finally.
I'll ask later.
Let us make for the
Disturb,
helm.
which is the
We've
best.
wasted enough
Disturb you
time
greatly.
already.
So it would have been my new sleep
She's
paralysis
right.
demon.
Lead on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's a poor Shrek. Okay, so that's the butthole we just went through. Oh. Can I use a lockpick?
Keep me out.
Do I have any lockpicks? Oh. Total bonus? Do I have another bonus? Guidance? We'll try this. Come on, big roll! Oh, 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 oh. I did it. Okay. Open. Oh, I got gold and an onyx from that. That's lovely.
Faint
It might have
images
worked for the other
appear in your
characters. Yeah,
mind.
we'll see.
A brain, a Githyanki warrior,
We will
and
see.
centuries of darkness.
And, are we all okay?
Like it's will be
Lae'zel,
done.
can you top yourself off over
Within
here?
reach.
Oh, I didn't realize it did it for everybody. All right, that's fine.
Never mind.
That's amazing, Tommy! Hell yeah! I'm glad you get to relax a little bit too and know that good things are coming. You know what I mean? Do I need to do anything over here? Is this just like another butthole room? Okay,
Here we go.
let's go.
We're nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
I'm getting a lot of
You in
bareleys.
charge.
Bareleys what?
I'll trust my own judgment.
I'm playing on the easiest difficulty.
Kenya.
I'm here for the story and the sexual tension. Autosave. Okay, okay, okay. Hi, Sam. How are you doing? If it tells me not to call it a butthole, why is it called a sphincter? All right? As easy as could be. Oh, you are delicious looking. Which one? You might be saying to yourself, and I'm saying yes. Oh my god, what do those tentacles do, baby? What do those tentacles do, baby? Can I give you tiny advice? You may. Tell me. Tell me everything.
Connect the nerves of the transponder.
So, okay, if I defeat him, I get a good weapon, right? Do I
it.
need it?
We will deal with the Geich
What should I
after we
do?
escape.
Me in a nutshell, playing games, here for the story and sexual tension. That's what I'm saying.
We need to get out of here.
That is what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm starting this off. Kill the man the Mind Flayer is fighting. So I need to kill this guy, Commander Zalek, and take the weapon. Gotcha. All right, I think I remembered that. Okay. Making my way downtown. Don't I have to do this within a certain subset of time, though? Right? Mendari, thank you for the raid! Welcome on in, party people! How are you doing, sweetheart? How the fuck is Shrek gonna go if he's not with me? Is that gonna be a problem? Am I just gonna have to end turn? That's gonna be weird, isn't it? Can I maybe, like, not group him together? Shit, I did something. Mendari, how was your stream today? What were y'all streaming? Hi, Sleazy. What's up, Cold Drake? Hello, hello. Hi, Larry. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Eve, not online. He's helping. He's a nuisance. You say helping, I say hurting. Can I have a shout out in the chat for Mendari, please? I hope you had a great stream. I would like to loot you. You have nothing for me? So where are the other little guys that I'm fighting? Gotta go down here? Can I make my way over to you? Not enough movement. Well, screw your movement.
What should I do?
I mean, you're not really being super helpful right now. You could go here as emotional support. Good job. So if you're just joining us, I have surprise mods in the game. This is Shrek. We summoned Shrek too early, and unfortunately, he can't climb up arterial mesh. So he's just gonna stand here like the good boy he is and pretend that he's not even there. Sam, thank you so much for that resub with your prime. I appreciate it. Make sure you fill out the PP form. What's up, Aspie Dog? Hello. Hi, Aspie. I love that color. Hope you're having the best day. Nice to meet you. You did a little irregular stream day today. Oh, you did? You played some BG3. Are you having fun with it? You don't have to kill him. I would just leave so we can see more mods. Well, let me see what I can do. Let me see how good or bad things may go.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
Because we've got to, like, move over there first. He's taken some hits. I think we're all right. Wasn't there another floaty guy? Oh, no, they're all the way over there now.
My path be true.
Can we loot you while we're over here? Yeah, I'm just gonna take that.
Need to stay focused. On my way.
Basically, I have to move. Shut up! I have to move them forward anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, missed, you freaking coward. Okay, so I go here.
Time to press ahead.
I think I'm still gonna be able to hit you. Yeah! Right. Now, we need to attack him. Okay. Okay.
You bow.
Let's try it. All right. Okay.
Got to focus.
Now, what does she have for spells? Shield of Faith, Protect a Creature, Guiding Bolt. The next attack roll against this target has advantage. Inflict wounds. What do you think I should do? I mean, I feel like I maybe should shield Lae'zel, right? Okay, that's what I did for right now. Oh, I didn't realize she had concussive smash, too. I can't use this, can I? Oh, I can? Damn it, and missed. I'm gonna leave her there. Enjoy, Aspie. It was lovely meeting you. Oh, you are? You're doing a dirge honor mode run? Let's go. I've been playing with my spouse right now, but I haven't played solo yet, so this is still very new for me. And I've been playing a bard with my barbarian spouse. It's been a lot of fun. You don't remember his resistances? That's fine. You know what? Shrek is having a time. At some point, we gotta use our lightsabers as well. Question everything. Question everything. He's got high defense. That's the other problem. I think I want to go on the high ground here. I'm going to move over here.
Leave him to me. Connect the transponder.
Oh, that was good.
Ignore the devil. We must take the transponder.
Okay. Okay. So should I take the transponder first and then double back for him? Like, what should I be doing? Pals. What should I be doing? Oh, nice. Bard was your first playthrough? I have a Bard IRL in my friend's campaign, too. It's a different experience than multiplayer, but I think it's fun. My problem is I second-guess everything I want to do, which is why I'm like, chat, what do I do? If I go to the helmet, it'll end the scene. Okay, so don't. Move your character to the transponder. Leave the other two in the fight. Okay. Bye, Shrek. Oh, shit. He's dead. That's bad, right? That's bad? All right. Where's the fucking transponder? Here? Oh, my God. Okay. Can I dash Where's dash on here? Am I dashing? Okay. I'll dash to here. Woo! Quickly!
Hurry,
Knees to
before they
chest,
strike.
woman! Did that not do anything? What just occurred here? Help! I'm pressing help! Oh, and I got 2 friends with me. That's great. That's awesome. And I don't have an action. Okay, well. Okay.
Give up.
Oh no! Okay. Well.
Swift and lethal.
Okay. We're doing great here, friends. Fuck you, Shrek. We could have needed you here. Okay. Lae'zel may very well die. I don't want anybody to be concerned. Frankly, I'm not. But if I was, I would be acting the same exact way that I am right now. Can I please also loot the lesser imp? I will take that. All right. I will end my turn here. Definitely an oversight with Shrek and climbing. Yeah. Not something that I was anticipating, but here we are. Can I try inflict wounds? I'm gonna do it.
Let's do this.
Let's try it. Oh, bitch, that was huge.
Fury.
Shadowheart, let's go. Oh my god. I don't know why he stands there. Be nice. Be nice to me. Be nice to me. Oh my god, be nice to me. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so. Okay, so here's the earth. Okay, I killed that. What if I just like maneuvered around you? I'm gonna leave this way. No, I knew an attack of opportunity. Anonymous, thank you so much for gifting out a sub to B. B, welcome on back. Enjoy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for fishing up Trey Bolton. Trey Bolton? No, Troy Bolton while y'all are here too. Lae'zel's Pummel Strike is a bonus action. That's a bonus action? I haven't really played with Lae'zel, so I don't really know what she has. I saw something on your socials about you going to a brick and mortar tabletop place recently. Yes! So I did that last weekend. We went to one in like a subset of the city of Boston, and it was fantastic. We really loved it. But it's a little difficult for us to get to, so we found another hobby store for D&D, and we're going to that tomorrow because their campaigns are hop in and hop out, same as the other store, but they match up better with our schedule. So fingers crossed that one goes really well because it's easier to get to. We don't need to park in a parking garage. It's in a strip mall. But yeah, we had a really lovely time. We had a really lovely time. So I hope it continues to be that way. I hope the one tomorrow will be great. So I'm Shadowheart right now, right? Why? Oh my god, I wasn't even paying attention to my spell slots. Shit. Where are the spell slots on here? Let's do a potion of healing. Okay. That's better. I'll have her just... God damn it, girl, why'd you have to miss?
I will ascend.
Okay. Almost strike. We could daze him. Okay, let's try this. Oh! Alright, it was a save. That's cool, though. That's fine. Then I'm also gonna have a poison. I'm gonna end my turn. Shrek, do you know nothing? Okay. So what the hell can I do here with you? Right, I'm gonna move back. Oh, god damn it. I literally cannot move here. I'm gonna have a disadvantage if I do any of this stuff. Wait a second, wait a second. Can I actually summon him? I want to cancel that. Was being sweet. Deloria, thank you for 18 months. Bye-bye Twitch Mobile, finally, let's go. Deloria, thank you so much. Make sure you fill out the PP form. Go to the transponder and leave. Do you think that we're like, am I under shits and gigs right now? Is this too dangerous for me? Okay, okay, okay. I left. I left. It was too much. It was too much. Deloria, message me for the stickers. Message me in Discord. Be enjoy. Listen, we tried. Bear Witch and I did good the first time. We failed the second time. Kip and I completely ignored it during our playthrough. So, like, it's okay. I don't feel like a failure. I'm happy that nobody died. It's a hard fight to start us off with. Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I can deal with this. I want to try the lightsabers that we picked up. This is it, right? After this scene, we are on the beach. If only motherfucking Shrek could climb. That's what I'm saying. You use Shard to save the Mind Flayer. You're right. I should have been healing him. You're right. You're right. Because he could have just been our shield. Once he's dead. Isn't it like 5 or 10 turns he dies? They kicked her out of the party. Unless you know what to do. Yeah. I feel like I pretend to know what to do because I've done this like 8 times now, but I always forget. Oh no, the Nautiloid. Oh, that's Minthara. Why did I never notice that? Probably because I never got so far that I would meet her. That's Minthara, right? I feel like to completely understand the story, you have to do more than one playthrough. Is that just me? It is, yeah, yeah. Cool. Oh, no, the knot. It's sexy. Oh, God, sorry. I will never be able to find out what those, tentacles do. Until later. Bye. Big agree. I've only put in a fraction of the time that my friends have. Dark Urge unlocks so much extra stuff. Does it? Kip completed their Dark Urge run, I think 2 runs ago. They did Honor Mode. The next one that they're doing is... I don't know. I think they're doing Dark Urge again. And they need to romance... They haven't romanced Gale yet. They still have a few achievements left they want to get. Sam, isn't it terrible? My memory isn't what it used to be.
The tadpole squirms in your skull.
Yeah, for sure, Jen. Where am I?
Chaos of the crash site confuses
Oh
the
my god.
landscape.
I love this
You'll need to find a
hairstyling color.
settlement or landmark,
We're
and you'll
so
need to do it
cute.
quickly. The tadpole is a death sentence.
I like
and the
Rangers
clock
so
is
far.
ticking.
Dark Urge
You
has
need
so
a
much too.
cure.
Both of you resist and embrace it as well. Now he's here, the son of a bitch. Go to your personal chest and camp during a long rest to find some of your unique DLC items. All right, thanks. Everybody, Shrek is back. Shrek is back. Back again. He is here. Tell a friend. Look at him. Look at him. I know. Whoever added this hair in, you did great. Whoever gave the hairstyles and the face makeovers, look wonderful. I knew he'd eventually come over to us. We could have used him in the goddamn fight. Okay, this auto-saved, right? Can I just double check and save it anyway? Oh god. Can I delete these? New save? Cancel. What do you mean somebody is editing a character? I mean, if it's auto-saving, we should be... No, but I want to do a new save. Okay, yes. All right, never mind. We're gonna pause here. I'm going to take a quick break before we get on with it. I would like to go and see Astarion. I believe I have something in my bag, or multiple things in my bag, that belong to him. I would like to see my boy. I want to see my boy. If he has been ruined in any fashion, we're going to have words, chat. We're going to have words, chat. Check in with yourself. Do you need food? Do you need stretches? Do you need a break? Let me know. We are less than 500 bits away from a wheel spin. We are 8 subs away from a wheel spin. Not at all required, just letting you know it's there. Hope you've been enjoying the show today. Thank you so much. I love Fridays, y'all. Fridays have become our weird, wacky variety days, and I know a lot of it is from event planning from the Plus push that we secured, but like still, this has been so fun. I have committed to at least one day of Baldur's Gate 3. We'll see where the wind takes us next month. I don't have a ton of stuff going on. And if I feel like playing it again, we will, okay? I'm not committing to it, but it's letting you know that after we finish today, y'all might be, some of you, like, oh, I want to see Violet play more. I'm going to say to you, I'm 90% sure we will. I'm 90% sure we will, so stay tuned. But it won't be something we're playing all the time, okay? I'm really loving playing this. The community's been so nice. I know we need a BG3 wheel. What are some things I could put on the wheel? Let's just say it's up to mod compatibility. Yeah. Water yourselves. Answer this BRP question for me. What did you have for lunch? Or what are you having for dinner? I need some ideas tonight. We're doing takeout tonight. I want to treat myself. Taco Bell, pizza. I don't know. Might want some loaded waffle fries. We'll have to see. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Hello, we are back. What are y'all having for lunch or dinner? What did you already have today? Everybody get some food if you haven't already. KFC. You hope chat put a star in uncomfortably sexy armor. I definitely got some stuff from him from this tutorial chest. I don't know what it is, so we're gonna have to put it on him. But we don't have to go to the mirror for that at camp, do we? Guess we could make a pit stop at camp. You'll need to get lunch. Go eat. Pizza. Ooh, broccoli cheddar soup. It tastes like Panera. Really? Macaroni? Chicken, potatoes, and broccoli. Delicious. Lauren, how are you doing? Chicken burger and fries. Dude, you should eat too, please. Get some water. Let's all have a nice sip of water right now together. What the heck is a crab melt? Is that like a tuna melt but with crab in the middle? Winston, you should eat too, babe. Subway, yeah. Cheeseburger for lunch or Chipotle or Culver's for dinner. Culver's! I want to try Culver's. Cata wasn't good, no. Oh, Jen, I'm so sorry. From a grilled cheese? You had a hand-assembled cheeseburger and air fryer chips. Ooh, delicious. Becky, how are you today, sweetheart? Me too. My nose is constantly running. I mean, it's the time period. April, May, and early June. Y'all, I suffer greatly. Welcome back to Surprise Mods BG3. We got Shrek with us. We have to investigate the beach. I know there's some good stuff around here. So, let's loot what we can right now. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks, honey. Ock.
I need a quick word.
Who is this? Who's this person? I literally don't remember anything. Oh, it's Shart! Shadowheart, you made it. Can I steal that? I'm just holding it. I want to reach for the artifact. Do they really SMG? Awful. Mine is straight up pollen and grass. Everybody's starting to mow their lawns now. I can barely breathe outside. We have to mow our lawn this weekend, so... Kip tries to do it specifically, though, so we're mowing the front of our lawn this weekend, and that's fine, because if I'm just running back and forth to the car, that's no problem, but when we do the back lawn, I can't go out for, like, 2 days. It's awful. I wanted to see if you were alive, obviously.
Yes. Thank you for
like
the
he's
concern.
dying, yeah. Leftover potato soup. Ooh, did you make it yourself half size?
How are we alive?
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you're suffering from allergies right now, too. Does anything work for you? Nothing works for me, so I just have to grin and bear it. I was hoping that you might know that. I just got flown, and then I levitated off the ground.
I remember falling.
Yeah?
Then nothing.
Solidarity, my friends. Here, have a slightly used tissue. There's that you too. Awful. Hi, Melon! Big sufferer, yeah. Me too, SMG. I just feel like my allergies are getting worse every year, but that's because they are. If you feel the same, they did some testing and it's true, so it's not just you. What happened to our gift friend? I know I'm gonna pick you up later, but... Lady, thank you! Chat put surprise mods into my game and we made this cutie patootie. So far, we've also seen that it's Baldur's gay in the title menu. We have Shrek with us. We got some stuff for Astarion. Oh, I have lightsabers. I have to equip lightsabers. Who can use lightsabers? I'm assuming they're probably swords. Now what?
First things first. We need supplies,
Uh-huh.
shelter, and most of all, a healer.
Uh-huh. Okay.
We might have escaped, but we still
I
have
got
these
you.
little monsters in
Ooh,
our heads.
allergy shots? You're actually allergic to everything? Oh, awful. Becky, wow. Year round because of it? Yeah. Just add water package. Oh, that's nice, though. Listen, those of you that make soup from scratch, I tried that this year. That was my whole thing. I'm making potato soup, and I'm making broccoli cheddar, and I basically scarred myself from carrots and broccoli for like a few months. It is not easy. Making the roux is the hardest part, and I just, put a little bit in. Put a little bit in. You need to give me the exact amount because I can't tell myself, and then it ends up becoming baby food. Hi, Sleazy. You like it? Isn't she adorable? Let me tell you about her. Her name is Violet. She is an elf ranger. And her lore is she was a goat for 10 years. Before you're like, oh, well, Violet, where'd you get that from? Literally the game, it's a mod that I was a goat for 10 years. So we had to add some horns because I didn't fully transform back to my original self. Love you, Bearwitch. See you on Monday. Oh, Lauren, you did. Hell yeah. We have Shrek in the game. And lightsabers. Which do you prefer? PC with mods or console? I feel like I haven't played enough with PC. I still like console because that's what I'm playing with Kip right now. And I love our playthrough. We're taking so much time with it. We're still in Act 1. We just picked up Paulson. We're still in, like, that goblin encampment area. I don't think we've even left that fully. Like, we're taking our time. We play every Friday together. Fridays are our Baldur's Gate 3 days. Our date nights together. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just like being with Kip, too, you know? So, I don't know. I might enjoy this and, want to keep playing on a save myself on PC. I do love the mods. The fact that y'all can mod the shit out of this takes it to the next level.
Wait. Charging off by yourself.
Would you
sounds
like to
a
come
fine
with
way
us?
To get killed.
Lady,
We
how's
need
your
each
week
other,
going?
and we both know what's at
Blow
stake.
up. Mayo Witch, hi
Can't think
Manda,
of
I
better
love
company.
you. A simple broth type soup. Probably chicken noodle would be where I
One
should
thing,
start.
just before we go.
And I said no. Let me, in fact,
I
be
wanted to
really,
thank you
really
again.
difficult with myself.
for freeing me.
Enjoy, Maya.
It would
Hope
have been
work
all
goes
too
well.
Easy for you to run right past my
Half
pod.
size, yeah, for the next 2
You
hours.
didn't.
The rest of the stream, we're going to be playing BG3.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Lead the way.
We'll probably play it at some point in May. So please. I'm thinking maybe for a Violet After Dark stream that we need to plan. Maybe a Friday we'll play it. So this won't be the only time that you see this playthrough. I'd like to continue because I play... When it comes to Baldur's Gate 3, I already know. I like checking out everything, okay? And that's both good and bad because where I want to go today,
Can I go?
I might not even be able to get to the Grove in the next 2 hours, less than 2 hours. So I would like a little bit
What's in
more
here?
time to play this. It's literally Shrek. Yeah, I had to summon him. I got it in a tutorial chest. It was a magical donut. Ogres are like onions. They kill for you. Look at this hefty boy. Yeah. Yeah. But you say you play with Kip on Fridays too, and it's Friday. I mean, like, we play at night when Kip gets off work. Kip works until 6, usually. So we'll have dinner, and then we play. So we don't start playing BG3 until 8 or 9. Yeah. But it's like a full BG3 day for me today, between work and play. Astarian's in the other direction. I thought I just have to, like, cross over, right? Don't I cross through? I want to... There's some stuff over here, though, right? Yeah, I got to loot some stuff. Left alt. I will take you. Thank you. One of these things that y'all got to know about me is I am a loot goblin. Am I over encumbered or unencumbered, whatever it's called, all the time? Kip has to sell stuff for me. Because I'm like, oh, it's shiny. Our running gag right now is to get, like, fruit at different merchants
There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
and pick up, like, seashells. I don't know why. But I do. Oh, did we already loot you? Is there something over here? Is there something in the water? I got a letter. Got a book. I'm not really reading books. A perfumed letter. Still legible in spite of water stains and smeared ink. Sigh, I love you. There, I said it. Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna sell that. We don't have time for Romeo and Juliet stories. We have to pick up our Romeo right now. Okay, how do I get to Astarian again? I gotta go through something. Okay, so this is where I pick up Withers, right? Yeah. So we'll double back around. I gotta go through here, right? There's an instrument somewhere in the area too. I don't think I'm proficient in that, so if we have to skip that, I'm okay with it. Do I not go through here? I do. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. There's so much to pick up. Okay, so this is where Bear Witch can't yell at me anymore. I go in through this section and I always light myself on fire, so we're not going to do that this time. As a treat, we're not going to.
Those wretched things.
And I'm pretty sure I get into a fight over here, don't I? Don't go by the fire! Good girl.
Better stay back.
Okay.
Or strike.
Can I reach this? Yeah. I'm gonna move forward on this one. Ha! I got the high ground. Oh. Wait. Okay. What do you mean can't reach destination? I can't move as Shrek? What do you mean? Is it borked fully? I can move him back this way, but I can't move him forward. Why? Don't tell me something else is blocking you, man. Are you also afraid of ledges? Moving him to the left? Oh, you're right. So it was just some weird sort of pathway. There was a rock in front of him. Well, now I'm going to make him go through the fire just because he's pissing me off. Imagine being blocked by Shart, who's like the size of your left thumb. Okay, sure. Arson is fun. Not when you're set on fire, though. I don't know if I recommend that. I don't know.
Onward.
All right, can I do anything from far away for you? Not enough movement, but can we do a nice firebolt, maybe? Thank you. Okay, where is the other one? The intellect devour. Oh, you're literally right in front of me. I didn't even realize. There's one over on that side, too. Haha! Chalub. Get wrecked, bitch! Okay, Shrek. Not enough movement. Come on, man! I want to see you really go! I burned him. Hi, Glitter! How you doing, love? It is Shrek. Here, hold on, hold on. Let me... Please, sir, I want to show you to Glitter. Please, you're embarrassing me right now. This is Shrek. He's on fire. You know, don't worry about that. I'm sure he's fine. The community added surprise mods for me. So the title screen is Baldurs gay. My lore is I've been a goat for 10 years. I've got really cute pigtails on. We've got Shrek. What else am I missing? We have lightsabers. I haven't equipped them yet, though. How are you, sweetheart? It's great to see you. I hope that your 2024 is going off to a beautiful start. Mwah, big kisses! He's making himself kind of useful. He can be, like, intimidating, right? I just want to have one good whack. Oh, no. I'm going to do something right now that I wouldn't recommend. I want to use him. So I completely discarded all my other turns. Please. I want to see Shrek absolutely smash this fucking brain.
We fight well. Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
And then he puts everything away. He's super happy about it. He's like, I did a really good job here, you guys. I did a great job. Proud of you, man. Super proud of you. You're not gonna have anything good in you. Wasn't there a fourth brain?
I hope.
1, 2, 3. Is there a fourth one? Am I making this up? Was there only 3 brains? Well, no matter. We must pick up a Stadion. Wedding is in 3 weeks. Oh my god, that's incredible. Big love to you, sweetheart. I cannot wait to hear all about it. Do you have any details you'd love to share about it? Is it like indoor, outdoor? How are you feeling? nervous, excited, bunch of emotions. One piece of advice that you did not ask me. Savor the small moments on your wedding day because it's going to go by in the blink of an eye. And it's like those intimate moments that are the ones you're going to remember. I remember with myself and Kip, we were running around. Like, we barely were able to dance a few songs, barely able to eat the incredible food. And Papa Violet could only stay for a little bit. He was having a really bad health day. He was able to walk me down the aisle, and then he had to go home after photos. And I remember having to pee, and I was with Kip already, so I was like, hey, can you help me with my dress? Because it was poofy and everything. And the most intimate moment that we shared together was Kip lifting up my dress and me sitting on the toilet. And I still remember that moment of, like, just myself and Kip together while everybody else is having a good time. So, remember the little things that day. It's in my swamp! Yeah, Alt 2, you're right. Because there's other stuff in here as well, right? Oh my god, you're so right. I would not... No, girl, please. I would not have seen that mind flayer. Shrek, you gonna come up with me? You having a hard time, buddy? Oh, you can climb that, but you can't go up the rope? Jesus Christ. I hate him. He's pissing me off. You gonna go back down? Are you getting down, buddy? Fucking jump. Ooh. Oh, I got a kiwi. That's nice. Okay, I already emptied that one out. Empty. Oh, we got one over here. How am I supposed to get up there? Too heavy to throw. I'm not trying to throw him. What the heck was that about? Shrek, you gonna follow me? Okay, I think I cleaned out this whole area. Let's go pick up a starry, and I'm nervous, I'm excited. Marriage. Keeping it small, and the venue is a garden, and a dinner is an old renovated pickle factory. Oh my god, I love that! Marrying your best friend, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Same. You think Shrek would be a Manda? Out of all the things that you could have said, I mean, you're correct. You're correct. But why you gotta say it? Oh, I pressed something. Oh god. I did something. I'm so sorry. Let's look up on the wooden crates. What's that? Thieves' tools. Oh, I will take that. Gold? You're giving me so much free gold, man. Who's just leaving gold, like, abandoned? Oh, should I be picking up
Don't mind if
Murgrass for potions and stuff? Probably. Wooden trunk. Okay, I got a recipe from that too. Can I lockpick this?
Open up.
How do I know if I have lockpicks? Do I just try it out? Only a 5. And I have a +3 for my dexterity. I should be fine. Watch me roll a nat 1. Okay, thank God. You don't think the mod is gonna work? You don't think so? Okay, if we see a Starian and you can visibly see the mod, isn't it? Can you tell me what mod we tried to install? Yes! Rushed through everything we'd planned because she was bored and some people were a little cold. You were trying to keep the peace, though. That's not your fault. That's on her. What a piece of work. Oh, I got gold from that? Oh, and a leather helmet. I'm not wearing that. Could I put that on Shrek? Put that on Shadowheart, maybe. Okay, where's my boy? They'll just keep going down here, right? Oh, I hear him. Oh, he's right here. He's right here. Ah! That's my boy. Isn't it so pretty? Kip already told me originally that I was getting dice, but... Okay, he looks normal. Is that upset? Is that upsetting?
You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Yeah, I can do it. Stand back. I can't wait until he starts to attack me.
There.
Get a little tingle in my
Didn't
Pringle
see
every
it.
time. Right? Seeing him in 3D again instead of Stardew.
Just a dumb bore. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
If this is a a robbery. You're off to a bad start.
I just need information. I saw you scuttling about on the
He's
ship.
just baby girl.
You're in league with them, aren't you?
No,
Those tentacle... Ah!
I am not.
Twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar
None of them worked.
eyes,
Aw.
prowling
What
dark,
was it?
busy
What was it supposed to be?
streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades.
These
to the
tools says you
worm.
have 3.
The light,
Okay.
The fear.
I care. Have you missed
What's
anything
going
good? Since the Nautiloid? Did you see us get Shrek? It's the worm.
Of course. That explains things.
My ear
somewhat.
holes are being...
And to think, I was ready to
Banned.
decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Apology accepted.
A
Oh, you linked
kindred
it. Okay.
spirit. My name
Shadowheart
is
approves.
Astarion. I was in
Astarion.
Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
There's a version for Lae'zel, Gale, and Astarion. Maybe someone else too. Let me see. Handsome Astarion? Listen. I wouldn't have minded for Lae'zel, Gale, and whoever. I'm so happy to get put in for Astarion. He's baby boy. He needs to stay normal. He's as delicious as the day is young.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles.
Would have been so funny. We'll see if some other stuff pop up. We don't know. You know as much as I
suppose
do.
It's not exactly common knowledge. These worms are already affecting me. I can feel it. Now, what to do about it?
I didn't know you could not be thrown into the ground by this man. I wouldn't have. I mean, if I could choose, I would have been thrown into the ground. You saw Shrek. Did you see that we picked up the lightsabers? We haven't equipped them yet. We still have to. Let's travel
No,
together.
I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
Okay, so if I need to
And
equip
you
stuff on
seem like a
Astarion, do I have to
useful
go back to
person to
camp or
know.
can I just do it from my
All
bag?
right. I accept.
Journal updated. The
Lead on.
pale elf. Yay! He's here!
Well, hello.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go in my bag and send them to Astarion, right? Okay. Horns and accessories. Astarion's pack. Send to him. There was something else that was his. Got a lot of gold. Wasn't there something else? Did I miss it? I could have sworn. Maybe it is in there. You saw us getting lightsabers? Okay.
Keep your distance, darling.
Okay, very rare. A selection of gear for every occasion. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, he looks hot. He looks whoa. Wow. Okay. Viper's Bite? That's also under this? Can I zoom in? Y'all, look at our mans. This is like Astarion Barbie dress up. Ooh, this is so much better than his regular clothes. I already put that stuff on. Oh, there's a hood. I know I like this one the best. I like this one the best. Swindler's gloves. Boots. Ooh! Do we not have pants or was that the whole outfit? Oh my god! Look at him! I don't think I've ever been so feral in my life. It's giving Gortash also. It is. And I think that's why I like it. I only know a little bit about Gortash. We haven't gotten there yet. Or just like a hint of Gortash. Oh my god, I love him. How's he look outside? Can you not stare directly at the Shrek crotch? Like, sir, where are you looking right now? Okay, we should pick up Gale. So Gale we picked you up here. Gale, isn't Gale over through here, or did we just come from here? See, this is the area where I get flip-turned, if I'm being honest with you. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay, so we came from this direction. So to find Gale, we have to go this way, right?
Moving.
Oh, I didn't mean for you to
Looking
lead.
ahead.
Sorry. We'll do it anyway. Hi, Moon Witch. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh, yeah. It's right over here. Please, nobody step in the fire. Please beware of the fire.
Footprints. There may be even more that survive.
All right, what's our over-under? Are we going to pick up Gale, or are we going to accidentally lose him? I would like to actually pick him up.
Approach the sigil on the stone.
Golden, thank you.
Magic glitters. and
I've never been so
swirls
feral for
from it
someone like I
erratically,
am for him.
as
I
if
can relate.
malfunctioning.
You know what I
Looks
realized the
slightly
other day?
dangerous.
This is not the first time that somebody has made this connotation, but growing up, I was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer gal. And who did I have a crush on from Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Spike. Astarion is my 2024 version of Spike. He is morally gray. He's got a big background. You understand why he is the way that he is. Masochism. I love him. Tell me you can see it. And yes, is it the accent and the hairstyle compiled as well? It is. But he is. But also, have I always loved vampires? I have. So. Oh, my characters can level up. Awesome. Remind me about that when we finish this cutscene. You were an angel and a friend with Spike. You went for the romance, yeah?
Anyone?
Gale, please. Hello. Slap the hand. All right, let's try the strength pull. Do I have any bonuses? I'm going to go with guidance. Come on, come on, come on. My first nat 1 of this playthrough. Fuck! Sheik and Joy! Oh, Loki too? Yeah, yeah. Is he gonna die? I've never failed this. Is he gonna die?
Harder! Come on, put your back into it!
I'm trying! Okay, okay, I can do it again. I can do it again. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Oh, thank God. I literally thought he was gonna die. Gale, please. I'm trying my hardest here, all right? Your fate is in the hands of the dice.
That's it! Go on! Keep pulling!
Could he have died if I failed that second check? Isn't there, like, some sort of situation you can get into where you, like, cut off his hand? Oh, he looks as scrumptious
Hello.
as ever. Hi.
I'm Gale of Waterdeep.
I want you deep in
Apologies.
my
Usually better
party.
than this.
Yeah. Are you okay? You doing
A
all
bit
right?
shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't
Really,
I?
the dirge?
In a manner
Yeah?
of speaking.
Dark Urge, you can?
You were on the North
Wow.
Road as well.
Wow. Why he kinda... No! He is! He is. He is. No, he not kinda. He is. Listen, everybody goes feral for Astarion, and rightly so. I don't like the character of Shadowheart, but I think she's incredibly attractive. But I love Gale. Gale is himbo to me.
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship
gets stuck
broke
in the
into
stone.
pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where
And
I
did
estimated
you?
my body to impact
How's
with
his
less than
romance?
savory
Did you like
propulsion.
it?
Recognizing this glimmer to be magical,
It's
in
a Dark
nature,
Urge
I
thing? Okay.
reached out
He
to
is
it with a
kinda.
weaving
Golden,
of
say
words
it.
And found myself on the other side, as it
Say
were.
it.
How about you? How did you survive the fall?
by falling into the arms of you and Astarion. I mean, I survived.
I quite agree. But I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival
Shadowheart's
is still
redemption
very
arc?
much in
Okay, that's
jeopardy.
fair. I haven't
Back on the
seen it
ship,
yet.
you two
And I
were
don't
on the
even know
receiving end
about
of a rather
Astarion. When I
unwelcome
talk about me
insurgence
loving
in the
Astarion,
Ocular region. Were you not?
it is purely from Act 1 standpoint. I don't know his lore or backstory yet. Please don't spoil it for me. I'm excited to find out more as we keep playing. Yeah, your side piece. I love that. He gets kind of annoying after a bit, though. Is he clingy? Sir's kind of fine. Damn, I know. Astarion and Gale, yeah. Me too. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm hoping that again, if you know, shut up. But, in one of the cutscenes I've had with Astarion so far, he talked a little bit about his tattoo. So obviously I know that he's had some sort of tragic backstory or traumatic past, and I'm really excited to dive into that. And I'm also thrilled at the fact that it's something that a lot of people know about, and I haven't gotten spoiled on it. By some goddamn miracle. I haven't gotten spoiled on that on TikTok. I haven't gotten spoiled from Akatar on TikTok. I haven't gotten spoiled on Fourth Wing on TikTok. Wherever I am on the internet is where I want to stay.
No use sugarcoating it, is there?
Hi, good!
Insertee we
You love
speak
people
of,
getting to
this
experience it, I'm
parasite.
sure.
Are you aware that
Go
after
ahead.
a period
I'm your
of
juice box.
excruciating gestation,
hungry?
it turns into mind flayers? It's a process known
Your
as
autistic self didn't realize
ceramorphosis,
Gale's romantic
and
cutscene was
let me
romantic
assure
until it
you,
was far into the
it is
dialogue
to
and
be avoided.
obvious. I love that
You
though.
don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you?
Nope.
A doctor?
No.
Surgeon?
Nope.
Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
I could be. About a crochet needle, sir.
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize
That's great.
it's
You don't
beyond
know?
most clerics'
Really,
skills.
Jen? Oh my god.
Most, no doubt.
That stinks.
But I find myself hoping to
Fifth
be in the presence
playthrough,
of the few.
Carlac. You romanced Halson,
You
Astarion,
don't
Gale,
happen
and
to be one
Shadowheart.
of
Okay, I
them.
gotta ask you. When you say you romanced Halson, was it as his human form or as a bear? Because I saw Kip romance him as a bear, and I don't think I'll ever be the same again.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend
You
each
did as a
other
human?
helping
Okay.
hand once more?
That's so
and look
fair.
For a healer together.
All right. Perfect plan. Join
Most
us.
excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect.
Very, very good. Very positive.
But before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It's an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample
You're very welcome,
opportunities
sir.
will present themselves for me to return.
Love your earring. Love the stash. Okay, I gotta level up. How do I do that here? How do I do? Oh, that's easy. Let me level up, everybody. Ooh, Elf Druid named Wisteria Ash. She has white hair. Love that. Love that, love that. Spells. Well, listen, if we keep playing this save file, I don't want animal friendship. I want speaks with animals, which I don't. Oh, I do have this here. I'm going to pick up speak with animals so we can, you know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm not telling you. And then, vines get, ooh, ensnaring strike might be good. Piercing damage. Then explode and the surrounding creatures. Honestly, I like the explosion one. Is that the one that I wanted? I'm gonna do the Hail of Thorns. I'm gonna take that. Fighting style. I mean, obviously I should do archery. I already have that. Okay, we're good to go. Hunter's Merc is good too, yeah? Half size, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, help me out with my buds here, though. I don't really know what I'm doing for them. Apparently it's already been selected for me. Okay, I'm just gonna go with whatever they're selecting. Hair mod for Gale didn't work, so I'm thinking there's a specific place to put appearance mods for the characters. There might be. There very well might be. Oh my god, this man. Oh, he looks so good. He's a snack. That's it. I couldn't choose anything either. One needs to be manually placed in a specific folder in order to work. That would probably be the issue. So we were doing all manual, and then that stuff was not working for us. And then we did the BG3 mod manager, and then Kip said the rest of them went in. But the ones that still had to go in manual were not being put into the game because they were not working with the ones that I was installing through the manager. So I don't know what the workaround for that is. I assume it's to manually install all of them, but at the same time, it wasn't working for us, so we were doing something wrong. It was hard, man. I feel like I'm pretty good with computers and using mods. You know, we use them for Stardew Valley. We use them for The Sims. I mod a lot of my games. I've used them for Sunhaven. This has been the hardest one for us to ever mod. Yeah, it was tough. Tough, yeah. Willie, isn't he a snack? Isn't he so delish? Oh, I can choose yours. Burning Hands. On save, they still take half damage. I'm gonna do Burning Hands. Then what else can we do? Magic Missile, Shield. We already got a shield. Hideous Laughter. Featherfall. Disguise Self. Chromatic Orb. Charm Person. I'm gonna do Hideous Laughter because they'll fall prone. I like using Hideous Laughter myself for Bard, so if I'm not playing Bard, let's at least take one of my Bard specialties. All right, we got a full group, so y'all get to pick what we do right now. We're a little sore, but we're not too bad. Do you think we should first go to the Grove, or do you want to pick up Withers first? What do you think our over-under should be here? Grove or Withers? Yeah, we got a full group now. So I've got Shadowheart, I've got Astarion, and I've got Gale. Unless there's a mod to expand it. I don't know. Is that a thing? Use the hell out of stuff. Oh, actually, I want to do that. Find familiar. What do I get to pick? A cat? A crab? A frog? A rat? A raven? Or a I'm not picking that one. What do we want? Do we want a frog or a rat? Is my familiar a frog? Or am I a rat? Am I a frog or a rat? I'm gonna do frog. Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry. Oh, he big! Okay. What does the frog do? Oh my god, now I've got Shrek and a frog following me. There's an opportunity attack with the conjured frog. Okay, this resets with a short rest. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This looks like my albino frog that I used to have in my fish tank as a little kid. I was just assuming it would be a pink, not a pink, like a green frog. This looks like my African frog. That's cool. He does. He matches my hair. Yay. At least that one worked, right? Hi, Matcha. Yeah, we got Shrek with us. Can you believe it? Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. What does Astarion use? He uses daggers, right? But,
My faith protects me.
she uses a mace. Who do you think that I can have use the lightsaber?
Never a dull
I want to equip the lightsaber and see what I do with that. One-handed lightsabers? I don't know. Oh, crap, it's too heavy. Okay, well, we'll see if Shadowheart can use any of these ones. Holy God! Is a mace a one-handed or two-handed weapon? Not proficient with martial weapons or short swords. That's a short sword. Can she not use any of these ones? God damn it. So she can't use these ones, so I'll send this to Astarion.
No time to rest.
And then I'll send her the other ones. Well, how does transmog work in here? Shit, it's too heavy. How does transmog work? They can still use it if they're not proficient. It's just not as good. Okay, so it can still be used. You'd think it'd be light. Because they're lightsabers. Proficient with short swords. Astarian? Okay. Astarian. All right. Can I send my other stuff? Okay, yeah, he can use them. What color do we want for him? We've got green. We've got red. We've got blue. Purple. I want to do purple. Oh my God. Have you ever seen a Astarian hold a lightsaber? Well, you have now. Look at it on his back. Incredible. He can equip 2? Okay. Say less. Do we have another purple one? I feel like we're playing Fortnite right now. Yeah, this is great. I like the purple with his fit, though. Doesn't that match it? Oh, he looks so good! Y'all, I don't want to be H&M right now, but, like, this is doing something to me. This is very much doing something to me. What the fuck is Shrek doing in the back? He was, like, pounding on his chest. Okay, so what do we want to do? We should probably go to the Grove first, right? Let's go to the Grove. We'll pick up Lae'zel and Will, and then we'll pick up Withers. Right? That would probably be the smart thing. Right? I don't remember how to get there, though. Is it up this pathway?
No one back home will ever believe this.
Let's try it together. Shrek looks cursed. Shrek is cursed. Good. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate that. Scottish. Message me again on Discord and say, Violet, remember the stickers too. And let me know if you want the inspirational quotes or if you want the bookish stickers. Up and over here, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, you can get Withers early. Well, so I made the mistake with Bear Witch when we were playing together. We picked up Withers. We picked up Withers first before going to the Grove on my first ever playthrough.
No, we take it to the Grove.
And we made a lot of errors because we went in a certain way and not the back way, which I think is a lot easier. Yeah, so if y'all can help me with going the back way, that would be great. What up? Hi.
Zora was right. Yellow is a toad, twice as
You're a toad. I have a toad with me.
Dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
Oh my God, you should
And
do
if
it,
it
Scottish. It'll
escapes,
make you feel
how
better.
will you? Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the
If anybody
prisoner's
wants a
white
list of the
hot
mods
stare.
that we did end up putting
Her
in,
lips don't move.
it should be under
Yet you
PG3
hear
mods
her
in the
voice.
Discord under the gaming channels.
Get rid
We
of
didn't
her.
use all of them that are in there, obviously. Some were not compatible, but I'm assuming the lightsabers are in there unless it's something that Kip added. But if not, you could just look on Nexus. I assume if you put in lightsabers mod, right? We must kill it. We'll get them out of here. I mean, I want to help her, so I should be attacking the tieflings, right? Right? Shoot the trap down.
Your words flow to
Oh, never mind. Okay.
though
I'm
you
trying to
never
do this
speak them
without
aloud.
getting into a fight.
I know what grows
Cat's
inside
asleep. You
and
can't
I
move
know
for
of a
5 to 10
cure.
business years. Can't do it.
Remember how cute she
SMG,
was
you
sneaking
too.
down
Message
the
me in
mountain?
Discord with your address and
We
what
can't
type of
trust her.
stickers you want. Inspirational quotes or bookish. Enjoy. Get them to leave? Well... Guess I'm attacking.
Dimessa, watch out!
You know what? It's... Astarion, please! I know you're really good with these right now, but it's quite a bit. Okay, so I have to put him into sneak
Just like
mode.
old times. Mutilate them.
Perfect. I didn't mean to do that. I thought he was going to be out in the open, but... That was a full-on critical hit. Damn, these lightsabers are powerful! Hey, Shrek, you think you can come up here with us? Be really nice if you could. Can I move anywhere else?
Nothing's easy these days.
Alright, I'm gonna end my turn there. Oh! Alright, bitch. Alright, bitch.
With haste.
I'm gonna just move as far as I can over here. And it's not enough movement for that, but didn't I just grab something from him? Ray of Frost, Mage Armor, Witch Bolt, Mage Hand. I'll just do a Firebolt on her. They're OP from the start. I love that for all of us. All of us involved. All right, listen, you can just wait there for a goddamn second. I'm just gonna loot the people that I just killed for you, okay? Deal with it, Lae'zel. My frog didn't even get a chance to participate. Okay, so how do I do this on PC? I have to... Ranged attack. Do I have to do something weird with the camera here? That not work? Aren't I supposed to, like, hit the rope here? What am I doing wrong, pals?
Enough dawdling. Get me down.
Is anything happening? You shot out the bottom? Okay, I'll try that instead. Maybe it's my fault. Oh. There we go. Okay, I was trying the rope on the top. That was my bad.
Scrambled all your senses.
Ah, and watch her fight the other two. Okay,
But the longer we
okay.
wait, the more it consumes.
I like that.
My
You're like, I'm not
people
gonna do
possess
the
cure for
murder.
this infection.
I'm gonna create
I must
chaos
find
and
a
then go
creche.
under.
You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
Make space, and my might is yours.
Go to camp.
Very well. But
Gale
heed my
approves.
words.
Shadowheart
The
disapproves.
Horned Ones mentioned a camp.
Yeah,
One
there's
there,
another
this
one where I
Zorro
thought
has seen
there is a
Githyanki.
rope one.
A
Oh,
creche
you know
must
what? I
be
might be
near.
mistaking
I
it for
must
the rope.
interrogate this Zorro.
If you're
Our
going
very lives
into
depend
the
on it.
back of Wither's chamber,
be at
because
your
that's where I
camp.
want to go.
Do not
I want to
keep
go
me
through the back
waiting.
door because I don't think we can go through the front door. I know I'm going to spring up like a number of traps if we do that. All right, and which way is the grove from here? The grove is just over this side, isn't it? Or is it to the right? No, the right is to the beach again. No, or this way. Roadside cliffs. Yeah, it should be up over here, right? Yeah, north. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Our first big battle together.
Shouting up ahead.
We should check it out. But be careful.
Okay, so I am going to send Astarion himself. Part of me wanted to hide him, but I guess I could hide him under the corner over here.
Let's go.
I'll send Astarion here, and then I'm gonna have him hide. Shit! Are you moving, sir? Maybe I'll have you hide earlier. Go behind this rock. Thank you. Damn it! Hi, Andrew. How are you doing? Welcome on in. It is Shrek. The community added surprise mods for me. It's been a time. We have lightsabers. We've got Shrek. I was a goat for 10 years. It's also Baldur's Gate, not Baldur's Gate. We've had a lot of mods. I hope I can still sneak.
There's no time.
Please, there's no time. There's always time. I'm still so mad they killed so many people from this.
By the 9 hells, open the gates.
I like a room temperature banana. Why, are you a cold banana person? The one you're thinking of? Okay. Yeah. Like, I know their ropes are helpful. Glad to hear it. I hope you're having a nice start to your weekend. Handsome Zevlor was another one. We wouldn't have hit Zevlor, though, today. There's no way. I'm surprised we even made it to the Grove. We have an hour left in stream. I hope we can pick up Withers. Will!
The blade.
I love Will.
And suffer it sting.
Oh! Fictional men! Fictional men! Okay, so apparently I'm starting first. All right. Can I sneak?
Know what bit them.
Fantastic.
Make it hurt.
Make it hurt. Attack them with your lightsabers. Nice job, baby. You like both? You like cold when you want something cold? Oh, yeah. I bet the cold hits different, too, if you put it in, you know, like a fruit bowl or something. I'm sorry, is the frog attacking? I don't have enough movement. We're just gonna have to hop over here. Oh, I don't like how you move, bestie. All right. My turn. If I go in the corner, I don't think I'm gonna have enough
Swift as my
movement.
feet can carry me.
Is there anything within my view? There is. Hamstring shot. Reduce their movement speed by 50%. Do this. Boom, baby! I'm so powerful. Are you throwing all bananas in the trash? I don't eat them anymore because they make my stomach hurt. I'm really brave about it, but they make my stomach hurt. All right. Good job, Shrek. You're doing great. I should have put them better in position. I feel like everybody's fighting without me right now. I want to be part of the battle. I want to be here. I want to be where the people are. Everyone is doing a murder. The allergies say yes, right? As they should. I have another one that I can sneak over. Okay. Firebolt. Deal additional 1 to 12 lightning damage each turn by activating it. Am I gonna be boring and just do Firebolt again? I swear to God I got something else on him. Am I missing something? I swear I had more spells. What happened to... What happened to my hideous laughter? Why is there no hideous laughter, y'all? What am I missing? Did that not save? Like, what am I missing? Grease 'em? Do I have a grease spell? Oh. I don't want to get a Starian 2, though. If I grease one of the other guys, I don't care. Boom, baby. All right. Right? You saw me select it, right? Quest on the board outside Lewis's. Fish trash for me, Linus. Fish squid for me, Demetrius. Why do I need to fish? They're lazy. They're lazy sons of bitches. You might have learned it but not equipped it. Oh, shit. I didn't know I had to do that. How do I do that? I'm sorry, is Shrek dead? What happened to him? Oh, my God.
I'll get you free.
him. We saved him. God, he got Shrek'd in this mess. You're so right. Press K when outside of battle. Okay. I can't do anything. I have to end my turn there. Okay. Well, I can't do the sneak attack. Do I have bite already? I have flourish. Piercing strike. Sneak attack, which I can't. When do I get bite? Oh, so it's after we learn he's a... Okay, okay. Kill you. Oh! Okay, that was very good. I just chomp on people. It's what I do. It's not an ability. It's just something that I like to do in my pastime. You know, you just like take a little bite out of people. Oh, we got grease. That's why Shrek went down before. I was confused about that. Can I go here and maybe throw a javelin? Don't I have a javelin I can throw? Yeah. Throw javelin. Shrek is so powerful.
Never a dull moment. Another step forward.
Yeah, love nibbles. Love nib-nibs. Amazing. Dead. Oh. You're doing great. Oh, I forgot about the goblins up there. Fuck. You dead? Where are they? There's still one up here, right? He can jump in the movies, but not BG3. He couldn't even climb up a rope ladder earlier. It was really pathetic. Really, really pathetic. Hey! Okay. Shadowheart, can we... I don't think she has a ranged weapon at all, right? No. No. I think I'm better off moving her forward. Concussive smash. I'll do a firebolt on her.
Time to deal some punishment.
He is. He's doing his thing. He do be doing, and he do be trying. Jump out of the grease. Is she still in the grease? Oh my god, she is. I didn't even notice that. I thought the terrain was just a weird color. Yeah, I should probably move her out of that. Probably. Oh god. Fire. There we go. Okay. You're finished. My poor frog isn't even doing anything. I can't even move my frog fully out of the grease. Oh my god. Thanks for healing her. That was very nice. Okay, now where is this other fuck? I am gonna do... Not a firebolt. Do I not have the hamstring shot? No, because I don't have enough. Bell slot. Yay, we did it!
Inside, all of you,
There's no whoosh sound apparently. It's, look at this lightsaber. Look at the two that I have. All right. Before y'all go wild, we've got some fatties we gotta pick up. We got some loot we gotta loot. That was Zevlor. Oh, that's Zevlor. Who the heck was I thinking of? Gortosh? It's because they're both red.
It's been a long day.
That must have been. That must have been it.
To rest soon.
All right, I picked up those ones over there.
No traps, please.
We did. We found Lisa and we sent her back to camp. We got her and we killed the people that had her. So, totally normal behavior. Willie, thanks for the stretch break. I know, I'm gonna take one more break myself too. The party limit removal mod didn't work either. Oh, that's fine. I don't know if I would have had everybody with us because I feel like in theory that sounds great, but in execution, that's a lot. If you're really swapping a lot of turns, I don't know. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Now, how the hell am I supposed to get inside again?
On my way.
Oh, where's Will? Will go away? Okay, here we go. I think we have to visit Will inside, right? Yay, we made it to the Grove. There's a really nice mod that lets you explore with everyone, but only battle with 4 at a time, which is great for people who just want to hear banter. I love that. I'm very much like a story girl when it comes to BG3. Don't get me wrong, I love when we, have to roll initiative, but I really, really like the story part and exploring. So I think I'd enjoy that.
Unbelievable!
Can I punch him? Consider yourselves lucky. Yeah, the world building is incredible.
This woman saved your pathetic life.
Oh, really, Jen?
Ask for any goddamn help.
Does it work with everybody's romance or just Astarion romance?
Anything to save yourself, you coward!
You're a coward. Punch him.
The human's eye twitches. He's about to blow.
Punch him. I'm gonna hit the tiefling. 17! I've already committed to this. I just think he's an asshole. Oh! Deserved! Fuck you! And the horse you rode in on.
Nice.
This is the first time I ever successfully was able to punch him. I didn't even think that was gonna work. Yes! I think as a goat, you should be able to headbutt them. I agree. Somebody had to. Just tell me what this place
It's the
is.
Druid's Grove. Fella in charge
You don't care for either of them? Yeah. That's so
He
fair.
ain't here anymore, though.
Zevlor is more of a jerk.
Same ones what
He
chased
got so
us
many
here.
people injured and killed because he didn't act fast enough.
Or boiling in a cook
But
pot by now.
Aridin is, not the best either.
We've got a contract to track down some relic, and he wanted in on the
Well,
job.
we almost lost Gale easily, but outside of that, we've been
I told him
not
he
too
wasn't
bad.
getting
We got
so
our
much as a
first nat
sniff
1
of the
on Gale.
reward, but he tagged along anyhow.
Trying to get him out of the void.
Got a death wish, have you? Contract came from a wizard in Baldur's Gate. Relic supposedly hidden underneath a temple.
You
round these
did,
parts,
Jen?
And he'll pay gobloads for it. But all that gold
Was it
ain't
as
gonna do you any
satisfying?
good if you're too cold to spend it.
Hey. Where can I
It's
find this
called the
thing?
Night Song. Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us.
I don't know if I did
I'd
that
give you the map
quest.
and wish you a happy funeral, but my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own Todger. Goblins made sure to the fat old chunk.
Interesting. Thanks.
Don't thank me. I'll be well on my way to Baldur's Gate when you die. Watch yourself. I'm out.
Alright, so he's kind of a little shit too. That's fine. Okay, see you later. Zevlor, knocked out. Good for you. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We've got some injuries. I would like to go to camp. I would like to do a long rest. Can I talk with anybody? Does anybody have any things up and available? Maybe we could talk to Astarion after. You know what? I want to still try and talk to Astarion. And I want to save for favor. And we're going to take a quick break, okay? Last break of the day. I will be back in a few minutes. Make sure you also stretch and hydrate. Grab a snack. Do what you need to do. The Friday vibes are flowing. And I want to try and pick up Withers before the end of the day because I want to see if we got some more mods in here. Maybe Withers will look funny. I don't know. This has been fun. I hope you've been having fun. This has been excellent so far. I've really enjoyed it. Astarion looks beautiful. Welcome to Baldur's Gate, everyone. I'll be back in a few minutes. Hello, we are back. Welcome, welcome back to Baldur's Gate. Thank you, Willie. Most of them didn't work. That's okay. We got some good ones in here. And maybe we can find some workarounds by the next time we play so that maybe some of them will work. Although, I don't think I'm going to do the handsome Astarion. I think I want to keep him pretty for the sake of being pretty. I want to speak with him just to see if there's anything. Oh my god, he's got so much blood on him. Tell me about yourself, sir.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
I don't want to clean him up. Is that bad? Can we leave the blood on him? Is that okay? It'll come out sometime in the future. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, that's it. I don't want to talk about anybody else. I don't care about anyone. Yes. Let's do a rest. And nobody needs me, right? Oh, I do have a quest marker from... Oh, Gale! Let's talk to Gale. I care about him. Do you think it'll be with the next update? The blood makes them hotter for sure. We gotta keep it then. We gotta keep it. Indistinct humming. Be with you in a moment.
Be with you in a moment.
What are you doing?
Indulging in a spot of vanity. Handsome devil, aren't I?
We have a regular mirror, sir.
Be that as it may.
Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of?
Plants. That damn tadpole. Until quite recently, nothing at all.
Ah, yes. The good old days.
I don't remember this either the first time we talked to Gale at camp.
Fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin.
Lumi, they did say mod support would start getting introduced to patch 7. What patch are we on? I haven't been following it. I'm very new to Baldur's Gate 3, only within the past few months. No, that's okay.
My point is this. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded,
orifices.
Our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal.
We're on 6. Nice!
Any
Okay, so
expert will
soon.
agree this
Soon,
is
TM.
abnormal.
Long live the abnormal.
I'll toast to that. The pragmatic in me, however, sees only the
I would like him to
before
make
the
2
storm.
Astarions. I mean, I'll take 2 Gales and 2
Something to
Astarions.
sleep on.
I'm just saying.
We should get some rest.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Auto select. I didn't realize that just recently came out in a patch because when Kip and I were playing, I would meticulously go through and try and get 40. And then one day, Kip just auto did it. And I was like, excuse me? Ooh. Oh, I forgot about this. This happens really fast, right? You know, they do call me Moon Witch. Scottish, thank you for watering your favorite streamer. Oh, that's it? He doesn't try to bite us? Is it on like the 2nd or 3rd long rest that he tries to bite us? I can't even remember. Do you remember? No. Hi, Easy Jen. All right, so I think I'm already there, right? Where the hell do I have to go? How do I do this? Ugh. I don't want a marker. No, sorry. No. Oh god, I did something. Crap. Boop. Y'all, I did something. What do I do? Oh no, what's wrong? I didn't mean to create a custom marker. I was trying to fast travel. I don't know how to do it. It won't let me click out. I broke it. I'm gonna have to restart the game. Don't go anywhere. I hope to God everything got auto-saved. All right, everybody calm down. Nobody panic at the disco. I clicked something I shouldn't have. It's fine. We're fine. We'll be back in a moment. Yeah! Did you like it, Easy then? I'm glad. I tried clicking cancel. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't either create it or cancel it. Nothing was working. So it's fine. We'll just relaunch it. We're okay. Everyone stay calm. Don't worry. We should be fine. I'm pretty sure I saved it before our break. So you enjoyed it a lot. Oh, Magic the Gathering binders. Nice. Yeah, panic outside of the disco instead. I was at the campsite the last time it saved. If we have to talk to Gale again, I might just ignore him. He wants to see Shrek now that he's home from work. Really? I'll summon him again. No, we're not panicking. God damn it, Star. We're gonna need Shrek for the Withers area, so don't worry. Okay, that's fine. We're back here. We're gonna leave. So how do I fast travel then? What did I select wrong? The waypoint? So here, right? What am I supposed to be selecting? That's the roadside cliff. This is where we picked up Gale, so I could fast travel to here, right? What do I press? What the hell did I press the last time? All right, that's fine. I kind of wanted to go the back way to Withers, but I guess this is fine too. Or is this the back way to Withers? Is this the back way to Withers?
Of course I want.
Oh, it is. Okay. Never mind. We're doing exactly what I wanted to do. This is perfect. And before we go in, let me summon our boy. Everyone, welcome to Shrek. Hi, Norvella. You can also click the name of the waypoint on the top right of the map screen. Oh, that would have been a lot easier. Thank you, sweetheart. We're all learning here. We can learn if we want to. We can learn all of the time. All right, come on over. Come on over. He looks so happy to be here.
As tall as me, but I'm half the bloody backbone.
I don't know.
What that thing even is.
He may not be able to.
I'm telling you.
We'll see.
It's a ship.
It is Shrek. Yeah. Husband approved. He's cool. Awesome. I like how he's not in the cutscene. I would have probably laughed if he was towering behind us. What up?
That's our ship.
I think you're... I have a bonus I can add. I'll do with guidance. You should run, bitch. Hey. Get out of here. Welcome to the Shrek show, starring Shrek. Gale and Shutterheart approved that.
Come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second worm gets the cheese.
Second mouse gets the cheese.
No, it's the worm, sir.
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it.
That was good. I didn't have to kill them. That's great.
I thought we had a fight on our hands.
Okay. Good. That's even better than originally anticipated. Oh dear. All right, you're doing fine, right? We're all doing good? All right, come on, my ye champions. Oh, before we go in, I want to summon... So I already summoned the frog. Can we do the rat? I want to see the rat. Widow friend! Look at my widow wat! Look at him! I like him. He's cute. Infectious bite. Bite a creature and infect it. What if it's undead? Can I still infect it?
Never a dull moment.
Oh, this door is shut. Oh.
Thank you, Gibblebuck. Everything all right out there?
Performance? I don't know if my performance is high or not. I did really well with this as a bard. Come on, come on, come on. Two nat ones. Two nat ones in this playthrough so far!
Don't know who you are or what you've done with the boss.
Just a little guy. Rat as Winston Smith for laughs, please. Well, shit. Okay, so, if that didn't work, then I'm gonna have to do this then and hop down, right? Okay. Okay, we got this. We got this. Do I have to be closer? Probably have to be closer, right?
Moving
Go
ahead.
here. are you running? There we go. Boom. Okay, but I'm supposed to jump in here, right? I don't think Shrek's gonna be able to come with us. Oh, God. All right, let's go.
Seems like the best way.
If he doesn't show up, that fucking son of a bitch. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Not everybody came with us. Or you came with us. And is he now prone? Who the fuck is prone? Astarion? Why are you laying like that? You're literally like on top of Gale in his butt. And Shrek is on the top. I don't think this man's gonna be able to jump. Astarion fell. Great. Okay, we're off to a wonderful start. Let me do a hamstring shot on you. Oh, God. Oh, we alerted so many people. I'm gonna move over to the side. Elvish centipede? Yeah. How did you hit Shrek from down in the bottom? Maybe Shrek is gonna be able to do like a nice javelin throw or something.
Time to deal some punishment.
Okay, good. We got one done. All right, how are you doing? Is there a barrel in here? I can't reach it. Topple. Swipe at a creature to knock it prone. I don't have enough. Firebolt. We'll try it. Dragon, I do be suffering, darling. I do be. I'm gonna move him forward, too. If we can stay by the door, we'll have some cover. Unless they all keep coming in. Ha! Missed! Yeah, I wanted to try and do Firebolt on the barrel for it to explode, but we're at a weird angle right now. But I think... Oh, Shrek did come down. Good. I think Gale is gonna be able to. Or I can. Who's up right now? Oh, the rat. Yeah, get infected, bitch! Is Shrek down? Oh, Astarion, do you mind? Do you think that, oh no, it's me. Do you mind? Can I pick up Shrek, please? All right, thanks, bestie. Okay. Not enough resources. Action. I already used my action. All right. Maybe I'll move a little bit closer to the door.
Let's have some...
Why are you laying like that, Golden? Thank you. I'm not going to be able to sneak attack, right? No. And I'll move you over here. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. We might be able to have this work now. Which barrel do I need to hit? It's this one, right? I thought, was that not an explosive barrel? Oh. See, I thought it was just an explosive barrel, not realizing I had to use the firebolt on it. Okay, I fucked that up. You might be able to do the other barrel. I screwed that up. Why did you just jump through? Critical miss. How does that make you feel? Okay. Shadowheart doesn't have that. How are we doing? Gale actually needs some help.
Take two.
No! Gale, not Shrek! Gale! It made an oil surface. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, to be fair, Kip in Act 3 set up something with a baddie and put 40 of those explosive barrels in a room. So I was like, I'm under the understanding that all barrels are explosive barrels. They're not, but that's where my mindset was at. So that's my bad. That is certainly my bad. At 12 out of 12, 16 I'll hit you. Thank you.
Meet sorcery.
Okay. Now. Firebolt. Path is interrupted. Shit. But wait a second. What if I did Firebolt to him because he is on the oil there? I'm going to try this. It may not work well, but I'm gonna try it, okay? We're trying it. We're trying it. Yeah, baby! Let's go, bitch! That was awesome! Damn. Got some fire damage on that one, but not enough. Could also close the door. Oh. Yeah. I guess I could. Well, we'll get over there at some point. Concussive smash. Daze your target. Main hand attack. Probably just gonna do main hand. Come on, Shrek! Miss? Shrek attacked Andorn. Choose how to react. Tenacity? When you miss an attack, deal 4 bludgeoning damage. Yeah! Obviously! Our pride! Ooh, not the rage. Sometimes enemies open the door right away and sometimes not. I'm not sure what causes it. It's gotta be the pathing, right? Is he already infected? You're already infected. I'll bite you. Haha! Now you're infected and I'm just a little rat. Old Ratigan! You think I can sneak?
Ready or no?
Nope. Nope, I cannot. Can't reach him. I'll do it. I can't reach him either. Why? Can I move forward first? I think I was at a weird angle. I can't believe I can't reach either of them. I don't have any range stuff for him, right? Sneak attack ranged? Well, I can't sneak though. Disadvantage against a target. Yeah, I think Shrek is in the way. God damn it. Okay, well, I guess I'll just move over here and call it quits. Shrek takes up too much room. But apparently I can push that through his quivering butthole. Ooh, good, it missed him. Shart is blocking too, yeah. All right, I shut the door, which is really good. And then I'm just gonna whack him.
The last board is set.
Firebolt. I don't know if I want to. Well, hold on a second. If I do Firebolt, will that maybe set the door on fire? No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the doorway. That person's just gonna end up dying, so I'm okay with that. Okay. The rat. Is there anything else I can do with the poor rat? Just keep biting him? All right. Get infected again, bitch. I will. Soon. There you go, bestie. There you go. Well, main hand attack. Yay! Woo! All right. We're gonna open up the door. I can't move.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Okay. I can't reach. Why can I not reach? I have to go around everyone. Can I loot? Okay, I'm taking all of you. I'm encumbered! I'm gonna have to send some stuff back to camp. Hi, Bree! It is Shrek. It is Darling. He's here fighting with us today. We've got surprise mods from the community in here. It has been a very fun time. We need to heal Gale and fast. That's 4 to 11, 4 to 7. I'm gonna do Cure Wounds. Why can't I reach him? I got too many people in the way? God damn it. Fine. Cast it on yourself. Then Gale can use a potion. It's a pain in my ass.
Have to keep going.
Can I reach you? No, there's not enough. I'm glad that Shrek worked as well. Okay. I cannot move through the doorway. Here, go behind everybody else. One person at a time. This is gonna be great. Okay, can you get through the doorway now, Shrek? Can you get through? Can't reach destination. Why? What are you in the... Oh my god. I bet it's the rat. Fine, I'm sending you back here. All right, rat. The rat can move through. You're gonna attack that person. Go ahead, bite them. Perfect. All right. And I'm gonna push you over here so we can get out of this hellhole that we find ourselves in. Ooh, I think...
Leave no trace.
Yeah.
Let's play.
We're gonna hide. Critical miss. Oh, awful. Go out of the way.
Don't give in.
He might be too big to make it through the door. You are right. Either way, it's gonna be nice and pathetic for all of us. Can I, Here, I'm gonna try and go through and loot this body. Can't reach destination. Why?
One day I'll catch a break.
Why am I just waltzing in? Can I send anything back to camp now? Basic poison. I'm gonna send a bunch of stuff to camp. We'll figure it out later. I'm moving slow because I'm encumbered. Oop, I added that to whereas I didn't mean to. Am I okay now? Okay. Yay! Okay.
My faith will protect me.
You make it over to this person?
No mercy.
Yeah, you can. Woohoo! We did it! Shrek made it through. Shrek made it through the door. Okay. Great. We need to top ourselves off. Let's do a potion of healing for me. Shrek, you need to be healed by Shadowheart.
Take your...
Okay, that's good. Now we need to fix poor Astarion and Gale. Okay. Oh, he's got grease bottles too. I know, apparently we didn't have to, but we all went back behind the door, which is just hilarious to me. Shit. I can't do any more healing. I'll top her off. What else do we have for healing right now?
I've got a long road ahead.
I have 6. I'm gonna send them. Add to... We'll do Astarion first.
Careful, I'm behind.
Should I do a short rest? Okay, we did it. I definitely used up a lot of potions, but that's fine.
No time
Don't
to
worry
waste.
about it. Not in this here fantasy world.
What's hiding here?
Yeah, no thanks. Hi, Eric. How's it going? Good to see you, bestie. How many people think I'm gonna set off some traps in here? I don't know how to get to Withers from here. That's the only thing. I know there are several different ways we can go. I must still be over encumbered. Unencumbered? Yeah, I'm still unencumbered. Okay. Maybe it's because I have like 12 crossbows that I don't need. That could potentially be it. Or like the 3 skulls that I picked up. Why do I need those? Water? Maybe it was the lightsabers. I sent the lightsabers and I got rid of like 40 pounds of weight. So don't, listen, if you're gonna use the mod, maybe just don't keep carrying everything around with you. You say cucumbered? That's what I'm gonna start saying myself.
Anything of use?
12 crossbows. Yeah. Not incredible. Is there anything good in here? A lot of stuff. Water is for eating later. Yeah, I'll send it to camp. It's so dark in here.
Better not be cursed.
He said a candelabra? Here we go. Chapel records. Like Chapel Roan. I'm gonna pick it up and add it to my wares. We'll read it later. Put it in my prison pocket. Ooh, the chest. Lazy Friday, I love that. We've been having so much fun with BG. We've been having so much fun. It's been seriously great. Why can I not go over here? Okay. All right, so this was not the room that we needed to go in. We have several other doors of our choosing. Let's try this one. Why is it locked?
As my feet can carry me.
Can Astarion pick it?
All right.
I'm a ranger. I've never played ranger before. I'm very excited about it. Very, very excited. It's been fun to watch. I'm glad that y'all have been enjoying it.
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
Oh. Is this one of the ones where I have to pull on the candle? No. I'm not good with these, y'all. I have a problem. Can I destroy it? It says it's sturdy, 24 out of 24. I mean, do I need to? So, hold up a minute. We came from there. So, there's a whole other section on this side, but I don't think this is the way to Withers. I feel like we have to go in through that way. How would you destroy it? If you were me, would you try and throw a javelin at the door? The target must be an enemy. Okay, fine. Be like that.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
Fire or Shrek's bludgeoning attack? You think so? All right.
We're a long way from Waterdeep.
Do another one? I'm not making any headway with the door. Nothing. What about the concussive smash? No. Main hand attack? No. Nada. There's gotta be something that I'm not picking up, right? There's no handle, there's no nothing. And I know in here there's a couple of booby-trapped areas. That's why I clicked the candles to begin with, but I don't think that's one of them. Right-click and check the stats. Examine it. Resistances: slashing, piercing, necrotic, fire, psychic, poison, radiant, and force. It's literally an impenetrable door. Let me penetrate you. Don't clip that. Golden, don't you dare. I want to explore in this room. I think that would be very important. Try slashing and force damage at the same time. Golden, god damn it. Golden. Can our ogres stop making so many noises? Freaking me out. Book of Final Breath.
Here we go.
You're a book of final breath. I'm gonna add it to my wares. Okay, so if I were to go through this way. Yeah, this is definitely not... It's an exit, but it's not an exit that we want, right? Isn't this another way that we could have gone in here? Try having a Astarion slash at the door. All right, we'll try that. Come on back around. Would you say you're ogre it? I am so ogre it. At least he's with us. Okay, so how do I do slashing? What is slashing on him? Is it just with the lightsaber? That's still not it.
No handle.
Okay.
How does it open?
Just the attack sword. Okay. walking in here in circles. There we go. There we go. There we blow. You're the best. Why is this so small? Uh-oh. Yeah, we made it to the dank crypt. Can I get some dank in the chat? Can we dank it up? Oh, fuck. Do you think we can do this in 10 minutes or should we save it for next time? I just feel like the battle is going to last a while. I don't normally do that well with this battle. What if I promise you? What if I promise you that we're going to continue this for Violet After Dark? Because otherwise, we might be here until 7. I'm being honest. I've had so much fun today. I would really like to continue this. And that's not to say we're going to play it every day. We're still playing Stardew. But, like, I would really like to continue this save with y'all. And I think for Violet After Dark that we're going to be scheduling for May, it would be perfect, personally. And I hope that you'll have me again for this. Really. I've been having a lot of fun. I hope it's not boring for you. I hope I'm not being too annoying with, like, oh my god, help me. But I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun. What if Kip joined this playthrough? Do you want to see myself and Kip play this together? Because we're doing a co-op stream, but we haven't picked the game yet. Could they hop in through a playthrough, like, that's already established? Can you do that? Is that a thing you can do? I literally know nothing. I literally know nothing. Thank you for joining me today for Baldur's Gate. I love you. You don't know how this game works, but I'm having fun watching it. Perfect. That's all I need to hear. You think so? It would be really cute. I think I would need, I don't know if Kip owns it for PC, but I could easily buy that for them. I mean, listen, they already have the PS5 version. And I got them the special edition, which I don't even think is shipped yet. I bought that for them a few months ago. Hopefully in time for their birthday, but I'm like, I gotta get you another present because I don't know when it's getting here. The character levels to the host. That would be so fun. Kip would love that. What's another version? I mean, we're starting to collect VG3 like how we collect Stardew Valley in this household. One for every single console and device you could possibly have. Let me penetrate you, Violet 2024. Did that go in the quote section in Discord? I'm waiting for somebody to plop that in. Not annoying? No? Okay, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I think, well, actually, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if they would need the same mods or not. Probably. We'll figure out how it works. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. And if not, then we'll figure out something else. Yeah. I mean, literally, Kip could always just sit here with me while we play. And could you know, take over for one of the characters. Like, Kip could control Astarion. Whenever Astarion's up, Kip's like, hey, do this, do that, whatever. So we could still make it work for us in a different manner. Instead of, you know, Kip playing by themselves on the computer and you see Kip play and maybe you hear Kip. You'll see Kip. We could make that work too. We'll think about it. Yeah, exactly. All right, pals. That is it for our adventures in Baldur's Gate today. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Just looking forward to next week. If you are like, hey, Violet, what's going on? I still need to create my schedule. But so far, we have a potential sponsored stream on Monday. We're going to be resuming Magical Monday with Shella outside of that, so you'll see our Stardew Valley co-op farm. We're going to be reviewing the Kiss Quotient on Tuesday for our book club read. Thursday, I don't know what we're doing yet. And then Friday is going to be our PP celebration. So come here on Friday, a week from today. We're going to have a lot of fun. I have some surprises up my sleeve for you on Friday. I'm going to have giveaways. We're going to be voting on a new emote. We're going to be playing some marbles. And as an added bonus for you and your enjoyment, I will have Stardew Valley crowd control enabled on a brand new farm. That's what I was thinking and how to celebrate that day. Once again, I will have the paid version of crowd control so you don't have to spend any money. You can use your channel points. If y'all need channel points next week, we can do some betting. We can do some predictions. You can gather them, and then we'll have a lot of fun on Friday, okay? Thanks for hanging out, y'all! I love you! Make sure to hop in the Discord and be here on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're watching Shrek the Musical in Discord. You don't have to be a sub, just join us. It'll be a really fun time. And I think I should be posting a new TikTok tonight, so make sure you're following me on my socials too, okay? All right, I love you. See you on Monday or Sunday if you're joining us for the watch party. Bye! I'll keep you updated about our D&D adventure tomorrow at the new game store. Bye, Becky, Dragon, Soul, Doc, thank you. Jen, thank you so much. Willie, thanks. Lumi, have a great weekend. Moonwitch, take care. Golden, thank you for all the clips. Rugs, thanks for hanging out. Thank you so much, friends. Winston, thank you, thank you. Have a great weekend, y'all. Take care.